What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
It's a vibe today, bro. It's a great day, man. It's a great day in the neighborhood, bro. How you living, though, man? You look drippy as always. Love the fit.
Thanks, dude.
This 2023 version of you, Deke, man. You just on one, bro. You are just on. I love the fit, bro. I love the fit, man.
It's simple.
It's fire.
Nothing crazy.
He gonna try to downplay it, ladies and gentlemen. Deke fire. Deke got the drip going on today, man. How was your weekend, though, bro? What's the word with you, man?
What should help with the fits going forward, though, is I'm not gonna have to wear glasses anymore.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, officially.
You did it?
Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat are even bringing it up. Yeah.
Okay.
LASIK surgery on Friday.
Peep the homie, y'all see you, man.
See pretty damn good.
How you feeling,
It's
bro?
great.
I'm about to say,
it's great. It's incredible. It was a humbling experience too.
Serious.
It's just like it's almost miraculous in a way.
Yeah.
Like, how do I just go and do this thing and like I come out and see
Now you can see
2020? Yeah, it's like crazy. Yeah, they were awesome. Feel good.
No pain. You still got your vision. Both eyeballs.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, you might like this. The actual procedure. I don't know if anyone else has had LASIK in the chat. I know there were some people that have commented before, like even on my own videos where I said like, yeah, I'm looking to get LASIK, whatever. This was like a couple weeks ago, and they were like telling about their experiences. So I don't know if anyone has had it in the chat or listening right now, but from my standpoint, the actual procedure, trippy.
Okay.
Psychedelic in a way.
Do tell. You know I'm down for the psychedelics now. Come on now.
Lights, visual. It was intriguing.
It was a visual experience.
It was.
Okay.
And it was yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I felt like Aaron Rodgers for a minute there.
Oh, you was in the
For a
darkness.
minute or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then this whole weekend was it wasn't complete darkness because like I was watching some TV, I was watching some golf and stuff, but it was a very relaxing weekend where all I wanted to do was basically sleep, lay around, and put the eye drops in the whole weekend.
Now I have to ask you.
So all the stuff that's happened, I'm caught up on everything, but I'm not as
You weren't like in the moment when it was happening.
exactly.
Fair
I've
enough,
seen
man.
some of the news,
Yeah.
bummed about not bringing back Terrell Edmunds. I know we're going to talk about all this, but there was a lot of stuff that happened.
That makes two of us. Trust me, man.
Oh yeah, you were out of
was getting
town.
your eyes chopped up. I was out of town, man, doing my touristy thing. So yeah, I caught everything on the rebuff on the flight back. So I'm with you, man. But I did have two questions though. Two serious questions. Number one, did you have to wear those like super big black old folk glasses?
No.
Okay.
They gave me like a clear mask. I still got to wear it when I go to sleep for a week.
Okay.
They gave me a clear mask the day of, walked out of there. I don't even know how to describe it. Almost like if you were a construction worker or you're like cutting grass and stuff.
Oh yeah. I know what
Like,
you're talking about.
you know,
Yeah.
clear safety
goggles,
in a way. Not actual glasses though. It's just like
Right.
It almost looks like that from far away.
Okay.
It almost looked like I have those on. So no, didn't have to wear that. at all.
Nice. All right, that was the first one. The second one was this. So I've had people that have had LASIK, and they say that at times you can smell the eye being that layer, like getting burned
You
off
did
and stuff. You
a little bit, and that's even with me having the dull senses from COVID.
Yeah, you can still.
It wasn't
smell
long. Like literally, they told me it was gonna happen,
Yeah.
and it was probably like 15 seconds.
Okay.
It wasn't long at all.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
So right now, I just got my eyes look like they got like boogers coming out of them. Like
Man,
they're a
you
little
still
crusted
drippy,
up.
bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's all. Cause I'm not supposed to be like touching my eyes at all for a week.
Yeah,
So it's just like the accumulation from the eye drops and
Oh,
everything.
yeah, I can imagine if you can't touch your eye for a whole week. Yeah. But no, man.
I got like the one. I think it's mainly the one eye drop. It's like this antibiotic. It's like yellowish green colored, and then it's like thick. So yeah, I've got some build up from that. On my eyes. But
Respect.
whenever I went today, they were saying like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Just don't touch them at all. Just keep doing that.
I love it, bro. You look good, man.
Thanks,
you
man.
Look good.
Feel good.
Let's go.
I feel good, man. I'm
Let's
excited.
go.
I'm excited.
No, man. Salute you, bro. Salute you, man. But no, bro. New York was a vibe. It was a vibe.
I need to hear about these
bro.
cops. I need to hear about the shoe cops.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Flight Club, man. I was trying to go broke in there, but wife won't go let me, man. That was my goal. I was like, you said this is the expensive section, and this is the really, really expensive section. Will call me home right there, baby. But yeah, man, it was for any sneakerhead out there, Flight Club is one of them spots where you talk about consistency, availability, dependability, all those things. Flight Club gives you that. Now, Flight Club is also going to hit you with the prices. But that's the price of doing business, because for sneakerheads like myself, we're very familiar with the Sneakers app and the constant L's that we take. So Flight Club is always your delayed win. It's a guarantee.
You get to try them on it all there?
Yeah,
Or are they wrapped
absolutely.
in plastic?
Yeah, so all the shoes on displays are wrapped in plastic. But whatever they have there, oh yeah, they bring it out. But the thing is, they have like a separate area where you got to try it on. You can't leave that area. It's carpet and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, it's a cool little system with it. But when you think about how some of these shoes, I mean, one shoe could be sitting right here and it's $100. And then the shoe next to it could be $10,000. And you're like, dang, I couldn't even tell like that big. But because this one was a collab or this was made with this type of material. So ultimately, man, I did get to go in there, man. Cop me a couple of pairs. So I got me the Jordan 3 reimagined, the white Siemens. I actually got them all right now. And it's like my only pair of like the pre-aged look. So it was a vibe. Y'all can't see it, but it's a shoe vid on Kicking It with Moats.
Those aren't going for crazy prices right now, are they?
These, when they first dropped, no. But now in terms of the resale, a couple hundred, you know what I mean? But the other ones, the big one that I got, because I did this, and then obviously Lil Man, he wanted a pair of threes as well. So we kind of did the tandem.
The ones he's rocking right now?
Yeah,
He got the fire reds on?
Yeah, he got the fire. He was too hyped too, bro. In fact, when we went in the store, I'm over here trying to play it cool. Oh, yeah, everybody take your time. Y'all go ahead and look this. Oh, he sprinted off and was like, Dad, I already found my shoe. And I was a little concerned at first. Because I'm like, I don't know if he knows what version of shoes or what. You might be grabbing a regular.
He was looking them up all week.
Yeah. But
on the iPad. He
knew
knew what he wanted.
He was looking at some other shoes as well that was like the Travis Scott's, like what me and wifey got. I'm like, bro, you not getting no Travis Scott's. And he literally had the audacity. This is what my little man had the audacity to do. He says to me, hey, Dad, when can I get some shoes like that? I was like, great. You see how you beat your shoes? The heck, like, man, you've had these shoes for like 3 days and yours already look really, really aged. I was like, yeah, you can't get no Travis Scott's just yet, man. You got to earn that price. But, you know, it was a vibe for him. It was a vibe for me. Was also able to go and get me and the missus a little matching Travis Scott's as well, man, because that's like our favorite shoe right now too, bro. So no, it was a vibe though, man. We did the fragments, the OG, like the first ones that dropped, the first original Travis Scott low fragment ones. In fact, they're like the craziest ones to get right now because of that element of it, man. But
what's the color one?
White, black, and blue. You know it's got that. You know it's gotta have a little royal in that thing now. Come on, baby.
Is it the one they got pink in them?
No. Pull up right there.
These ones.
Beige. Yeah, man.
Oh, those are hard.
Yeah.
I really like those.
I say those
are real hard.
Those my babies. So those were the original ones that dropped, and I missed them when they first came out. So we had obviously did the other Travis Scott's, and it's been pretty cool. But it's like, yo, we wanted those. Those are the ones we had to get. And, you know, we was in there, spur of the moment. That glass started talking back to you when he's like, oh, no, this is the special section over here. Because that's the thing. They let you know which ones is heat and which ones is like heat. It's like, oh, no, that section? You don't go in that section unless you can walk in that section. And I was like, all right, I'm good now, man. I found my shoes, man. So it was a vibe, though, bro.
What else?
Yeah. So that's all I had copped in there, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we ended up, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 pair. But yeah, trust me. That was more than enough that was spent in that room. But then from there, man, just doing the sightseeing stuff, man. Hit up the Brooklyn Bridge, which was a vibe. A ton of shopping took place, though, man. I get why people, when they go to New York, they want to go shopping. You start walking to some of these flagship stores, and you're like, bro, this is a 3-story Louis store? What the heck?
You hit up Nike?
Yeah, I hit up all of them. I couldn't help myself.
Was it 6 or 7 levels?
Yeah, it's stupid, bro. The Nike store is crazy. I'm trying to think, man, because we ended up doing a lot of them stores. Trying to think. Nike was crazy. The Macy's down there was crazy too. Like their flagship take up like a whole block. About to say that thing was down there. Yeah, it was a vibe, bro. Actually bumped into on accident. We was down here shopping, ran into the Trump Hotel by accident, and this how we found out it was what was going on. We were seeing police, cameramen, people out because apparently they was waiting on the whole like, is he gonna turn himself in? I was totally.
He said Tuesday.
Yeah.
He said Tuesday.
Yeah,
and it never happened.
And it never happened, right? So you imagine we down there on Thursday, and we're like, bro, why is it so many people just crowded around this area? Because it happens to sit on the other side of the Louis and Chanel store. Had no clue till we walked around the corner. It was like, oh, gotcha.
That's actually where he's living right now?
That's what they were saying. They said Secret Service down there and everything, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was nuts, man. It was nuts, bro. So that part was kind of crazy too, man. Like I said, it was one accident. I didn't mean to be walking down that way, but it was cool though, bro. But no, man, I'm trying to think what else we do. Hit up Chinatown, man. Chinatown was a vibe too.
You any fake rollies?
Nah. But I did record some of that stuff though, bro. They literally, you got it's a whole little block down there, bro. You want any designer bag, designer jewelry, any of that stuff.
They don't look too far off.
No, they don't until you got it next to one and you like, no, that's far off, man. Yeah, but for the people that rock like that, man, ain't nothing wrong with it though. It was a vibe though, bro. It was definitely a vibe, man. For those
What was
people.
the best part of the trip?
Man, I would say the best part, because Flight Club was elite. Flight Club was crazy. I would probably say the best part, I think I'm gonna go with the Brooklyn Bridge, because
Okay.
like we did this other thing. It was called the Summit, where you go up into like one of them crazy high buildings, right? It was like 90 something floors up in the air, like you looking
did
down
you
on
do
the
that?
stuff.
You were saying that before
we
you
did.
left.
We did, but the thing was this, man. So when we were
Clear
up there,
glass, right?
yeah, it's clear, so you can see. But the problem was this: on that day, it was foggy, so like we could see certain parts of it, but it wasn't as clear as if like we were up there, you just looking out like this. But funny thing, initially we were upset about that when they told us before we went up there. You get up there, you like, I'm actually kind of glad it's a little foggy, cause I don't think I really wanted to see 90. Bro, I looked out one
Gave
time.
you an excuse.
Bro, I looked out one time and I was looking down on this MetLife building.
You were like, hold me back like an NBA
Yeah,
fight.
like, bro.
Damn, I do it. It's just foggy. It's foggy, man.
So look, I'm walking right, and I looked
There's
up,
no
and
point.
I saw this MetLife building, right? This MetLife building's pretty daggone high. It's a skyscraper. No exaggeration. Got to be 60, 70 floors easily. The building that we were in, I could look down on the MetLife building, and I was like, yeah, that's actually still a ways down, but that's definitely the MetLife building. And that's when it really started to hit me. And then when you're in the elevator, you're just looking at the numbers, and it's like 0, 20, 60, 80, 90. Like, bro, and you can start hearing the wind at the top.
Wow.
Yeah. So that part was live, but I was definitely kind of scared because I don't do heights. So yeah, it was like the gift and the curse right there. But it was a vibe though, because they got like all type of little like mirror things in there, little activity and stuff like that, like cool little picture things. But yeah, it's definitely up there, bro. Super duper up there. But yeah, Grand Central Station, man, was a vibe, man. You know, I did all the little touristy stuff, man. Gotta be a little touristy once in a while. But I still need to go back because there was still a lot of other stuff that I did not do.
Left out on the table.
Bro, I still ain't been to the Statue of Liberty yet.
Oh, really?
Seriously, bro.
Okay.
We talk about it every time. We're going to go to
Yeah,
the Statue
do
of Liberty.
that.
Let's go to the World Trade Center, like the new memorial.
Right.
Oh, let's go check that out. We haven't been there. Bro, I ain't even went to Central Park yet.
Yeah,
I
you should
drive
check
by
out-
it, but I haven't been in
If
there.
you go to the World Trade Center, you should check out the church by it. They have it like memorialized basically for, I think, the first responders and
Yeah.
people were taken, guys that were injured,
helping them out?
helping them in the
Yeah,
church. So it's
that's
pretty
dope,
cool.
man.
Going, yeah, it's close to the site.
Yeah, because like I said, we wanted to do that, but we ended up, it was like, all right, do we want to go Brooklyn Bridge or Statue of Liberty? And at the time, we were in Soho. So we were like, man, let's head over to the Brooklyn Bridge, man, and walk that. And it was just a vibe, too. I didn't realize that when people walk the Brooklyn Bridge. No one ever realized how long it was, bro.
You ever got to a Yankee game?
No.
That's your squad. That's what you should be doing.
That's, like I said, man, it's a couple.
Yeah, you
got
gotta
to
do
keep
that.
going back, right? That's why I got to keep going back, because I got that. So, two visits ago, we went to a Knicks game, because I was like, I had to go to a Knicks game, had to
Cool.
go to the Garden, you know what I mean? The Mecca, I had to go do that. So it's like, we got certain things that we do, but that's on my list for when I go back, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you'll
it
like
was
the
good
new
though, bro.
the Yankee Stadium.
No, it was definitely a vibe, bro.
It's really cool.
And shout out to all the drivers down there, though, bro. Holy smokes, man. They a
What'd you
different
do?
breed.
How'd you do it? Taxi, Uber?
Uber and car service.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was like a far trip, car service. If it was like here, in and out, Uber. But yeah, even their Ubers, man, it was just a different, like, I think of like when we get in Ubers out here in Pittsburgh. Man, I'm not looking, and it's, oh, this is an official taxi, this is official that and that, credentials and all that. You just hop in some random person car and just rolling. Their Uber drivers down there is it felt identical to getting in a taxi. In terms of, you see all their
It's just
credential is just their personal car versus it being the yellow taxi. Shoot, all my drivers, now that I think about it, were either former taxi drivers. Yeah, they were just talking about like them, like the money and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, but that was definitely, it was like, you felt good. It didn't feel like I was getting in some random's car. It was like, all right, I see all the credentials, I see the names. All right, I at least feel somewhat like y'all are qualified in here. So it was a vibe.
Well, great to hear, dude.
Yeah, man. But nah, bro.
Happy we're back in the saddle.
Heck yeah, man. I'm glad to be back. You know, it was a long travel day yesterday. It's the longest 1 hour flight ever, man. So it was supposed to be a quick little trip.
Got delayed.
Bro, delayed plane maintenance, switch planes.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it was one of them. Yeah. Start out at 9, you don't get home until about 8, 9 at night. You like, bro, how'd this happen? Yeah. Long day. But we are here, man. And I did see you, Donald Copeland. You asked, did I get some of that New York vegetable pack? Unfortunately, I did not. But I did have another funny story real quick, though, bro. So I'm walking through, and there are smoke shops everywhere down there, bro. Everywhere. They're like, oh, yeah, make some of this, go for that. So obviously, we know different places got different things. And they happen to have a particular strand that I've been looking for. Hasn't made its way to Pittsburgh.
It's legal up there?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so the thing was, they had a particular strand I was looking for that it hasn't been here.
Really?
And we're walking down the street, and I'm like, man, I need to find a way to duck off to get what I need, but without getting, I don't want to raise the alert with the kids and the fam and stuff like that. And I'm about to make my move.
You don't want to take G into the smoke shop?
I did not. I was about to make my move, and this is what ultimately just killed the whole vibe of me going to any of the shops. And I was like, I'm going to just rock with what I brought. We're walking down the street, and like I said, it's everywhere.
Was it like one of those Cali shops?
Yes,
It was like that?
But you think about, like, in Cali, we didn't even smell it like out like that until we went to like the game. In New York, you could just be walking around, you're gonna smell it.
Oh wow.
So we walking, little A's.
Oh yeah, that's because of that Cali rule. You can't actually smoke outside.
Right, but in New York you can. So Aves, my little middle girl, she's like, it smells like daddy's medicine down here. This is crazy. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm done. But that's because she used to my OG style of using it. Now my new way, you ain't gotta worry about that no more. It ain't got no fragrance like that. It smells beautiful.
More sophisticated.
Yeah. I'm a little bougier with my usage now. But yeah, she definitely hit me with that, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going into that store. We're just gonna keep walking, guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
They had it though. You thought they had the strand.
They for a fact. It was broadcasted on the glass.
Shit.
I was like, oh,
what
that's
was it?
Little runts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I got to make my way to. But in Pittsburgh, we're a little bit slower than like Cali or like Colorado, and then obviously in New York. But those are more of the hotter spots. So yeah.
So it could be perfect.
Yeah, if she would have never said it smells like your medicine, Dad, I would have been good. She said I felt guilty. I was like, nope, can't do it. Nope, I'm done. Yeah.
Bummer.
Shout out to Dad's medicine. So yeah, man. Other than that, though, everything else is a vibe, though, bro. Everything else is definitely a vibe, man.
Yeah, we want to get into this now.
Let's man, because we did actually have a lot of moves taking place, both incoming and outgoing this weekend. That we got to talk about, man. Some good, some not so good. So with that being said, a shout out to you, Donald Copeland. You know the runs, man. See, people know what the runs is. Man, I haven't had a chance to try them yet. I want to. I hear good things about it. I just haven't had a chance to just yet, man. But in due time. But all right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. So with that being said, let's start the show like how we always do, baby. Deke got new eyes and I'm fresh off the flight, all right? So drop where y'all are tuning in from in the comment section so we can give those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel on the front end while you are at it. Please.
Donald Copeland says dispensary PA flower dry af.
Hey, yeah, some of them do be, yeah. It's just different, bro. Like, where you getting them from, man? Yeah.
Lifted one. Sacktown in the house.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Light the beam. Moats, did you cop the white cement threes?
I did,
and
man.
Get a bacon, egg, and cheese from a deli.
I did not hit the bacon, egg, cheese from a deli. I did actually go to a Mexican restaurant that was low-key. I thought it was a deli. And then we walked in. It was like, oh, no, this is definitely like everybody here speaking Espanol. My Spanglish came out heavy. I was in that joint. ¿Qué pasó, mi amigo? Hey, papi, vámonos aquí, por favor. Dígame. You know what I mean? So all that started to come out in there. Because in my mind, I'm a New Yorker. And I'm Latino and Irish. So when I be out, I just be all it be coming out at the same time like that. My wife be looking at me like I'm crazy.
All right, we got a lot of people here. Barilla 92, 817 Arlington, Texas.
Arlington, let's go.
Alex Papamichael, the 561 Boca Raton, Florida. Go Owls. Is that Florida Atlantic?
Oh,
it might be.
It might be. Yeah, it might be.
That might be. Wow. My point about Pitt, though, I mean, I think has been proven in this Final Four. Miami
Yes,
made
you're
the Final
absolutely
Four.
right.
We
You
beat
see,
Miami.
right where you were at. Absolutely right.
We could
bro.
have beat any teams.
Absolutely
it's just
right.
we didn't do it. We got smoked by Xavier.
But
It
that
happens.
is, but no. See, in Miami, I was definitely thinking somewhere like
Florida
damn,
Atlantic,
Pitt.
come on.
was
I
like,
mean,
come
any
on,
of these
man.
teams. I guess UConn's the most.
Decorated in
Blue
terms of
blood,
name,
yeah.
but not necessarily in
They
terms
didn't even
of
have a good
like
season.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Not like that.
Mm-mm.
4
They're
seed, not
definitely
bad.
more so name recognition than what we would be thinking of in terms of just like quality of a team this year.
We got David Soto from Chicago.
Shout out to Chicago. Let's go.
G Squad says, Deke, tu español está muy bueno. Vente a Panama.
All right. He said your Spanish is good, and he's from Panama, or he said come to Panama. Yeah.
Yeah, something from Panama.
Yeah, something like that. I tell you, bro, like I speak it enough to not know it, but to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I did 3 years of it in high school.
Nah.
It's saying sail. It's Vente sail.
Oh man, you.
I don't know. I don't know. It probably has a different connotation.
Oh, you.
It's something from Panama. You're right. DJ Lundy, 757 Norfolk.
The Creep Larry.
Alan Vigil, 361 Corpus Christi, Texas. Actually, before we keep doing these, I want to get my one like quick thought out of the way. It's not a fact or anything. I was listening to a podcast.
Yes.
I think you would like this. Who is it? Chuck Klosterman
Okay.
brought up an idea for the NBA, like if he was the commissioner,
Yeah.
and it had to do with expansion.
Okay.
You know how they're talking about
They
Seattle
wanna
and
add
Las
something.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Those two.
Seattle, I heard they need a team, man.
He was like, it wasn't even his idea. It was someone else.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I was commish, I'd expand the league to 10 teams, drop it down in terms of the games from like, I think 82 to like between 60 and 70.
Okay.
Just to build a bigger market, because the way the NBA has gone, he's explaining, like, I feel like people follow it more than actually watch the games.
Yeah.
So if you add 10
Because it's
teams,
more of a storyline than it is necessarily like a week-to-week thing.
you drop the games, because I think dropping the games would make the season actually more interesting.
Yeah, it'd make
but
it matter
that
a
would
little bit
cancel
more.
out the whole money discrepancy you might have by dropping the games, by adding those amount of teams and tennies.
Yeah.
But with his point of like, hey, because it's such a follow-along league as opposed to playing the games, getting the NBA into 10 new markets could
Is
be
more
good for the league,
important
and the
than-
talent is just pouring in. I think you can. It could just be a really interesting league still if you had like 40 teams.
Because he's looking at it in the sense of just get more, almost like the college basketball model or college sports model, where you might not always just follow this one team, but if you just throw enough things out there, like you talk about, we don't have to follow UConn, but now we're at the point where it's like, you know what, we're a little bit more interested in where UConn's at right now. So you could bring up
The reason I brought it up right then and there is because someone said Norfolk.
Mhm.
Because if they expanded
one
it
of
to
the
10
ones.
teams,
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
Norfolk
would
was
have to
one.
be in the mix. for
Pittsburgh,
sure.
Norfolk, Seattle,
Las Vegas,
oh yeah, definitely
Kansas
Vegas.
City, maybe.
I'm sure California could have another one. I'm sure Florida, where if you're looking at Jacksonville, potentially that area, because you already got Orlando, you got Miami, but Tampa is another spot, like one of them areas. You already got the Hawks in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, got what, Hornets.
Yeah,
You
I heard
got
Kansas
options, though.
City.
You definitely got options though.
It doesn't have to be a full 10 if it was like
Yeah.
6 or 8.
Yeah.
The two reasons I brought that up is because I thought about Virginia, your hometown.
Yeah.
You could actually get a team maybe
Oh, yeah.
with that new format.
Well, if
and then
it did
Pittsburgh
work
getting
like
a team
that,
would be awesome.
That would definitely vibe up. I mean, because
I think it makes sense. I think it actually
Yeah.
makes sense.
And both of our cities have talked about this before. That's the other part. So it's not like it would be so far fetched. Like, nah, this is something that's on the radar. But I also wonder with the NBA, I like that thought process, but if that would be too much expansion, and it could make the product just even more watered down. Because like at the time, right, the issue with 82 games is it's 82 games, and they don't always matter. People don't always compete the same way. We know they got the load management. Everybody's waiting until the postseason. So if you add more of those teams, are we going to get more of those same type of issues where you're still getting load management, but now instead of him playing for the Lakers, he's playing for Vegas? You know what I mean? Like
I think that could be taken care of if you just drop the games. That would be the
Yeah.
point of adding the team. If you drop the games, you add the teams.
Yeah.
Because that could cancel out the revenue disparity.
But I was talking about like because you know like dudes actually like will sit out. Like they just.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's the part I'm
What
trying
I
to
mean
say,
is like if it's less games, if it's like 60 games, every game's gonna matter more.
So they should be out
and
there
maybe
playing
you could
more
space it out a little bit better.
Yeah.
So they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that would be the goal at least. Who knows?
That's been my big issue.
There could be little side things that people are pulling that
Yeah.
like loopholes and stuff to get around it, but.
That's been my biggest
I like
issue
the idea.
with it, man.
As
I
long
just
as
want
Pittsburgh
to
got a team.
get the guys out there playing though, man.
The
Get 'em
Pittsburgh
playing.
Pipers, bring them back.
Ooh, Piper.
Yep.
Let's go.
I will say a few more and then.
Oh shoot! Actually, hold on, man. I thought I had a couple too that I was going to get, dog. All right, here I go. Rod Dollars, the 330, Youngstown, Ohio. Sherline, baby. Let's ride. Jar Devil, the 310, San Pedro, California. And you know he got them Stromies on Dizek. Michael Tiger, the 215, Philly. Let's get it. Leah Warren, you know she in the 254, Killeen, Texas. Then let's see, Quan Summer tuning in from the 323, Watts, California. Let's get it. And then I will pass it back to you after I holler at Nemo_gaming, tuning in from Rhode Island, the 401, baby.
I'm just going to go with one more here.
Mm-hmm.
Noam, the 613,
Shout out to
Ottawa,
Noam.
Canada. Moats to 40K.
Hey, man, let's go, man. We pushing, we going. We appreciate all y'all from the heart.
Want to start these super chats then?
Mm-hmm.
First one, we got an upper room member, Devon. Devin.
Excuse me. Caught me while I was drinking. Oh, all right. Let me tap into him. So I got Devin. And then we also have AJ Ruelas. AJ Ruelas and Devin. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And we greatly appreciate you.
That's a good one to start off with. Matthew Gesner, great news, Steeler fans. In Baltimore, behind enemy lines, the drama continues. Local fans are pissed off, the division and the fan base. I'm betting locker room. He also says, my friend needed this good news today. She is taking care of her mother, and on top of it, she is sick today. Her name is Hope Anderson. Proud of her.
Shout out to Hope then, man. We glad that she doing well and she holding it down for the folks, man, without a doubt. Yeah, in terms of the drama that is taking place over in Baltimore, I mean, yeah, I guess it is drama. I say yes and no. We obviously saw where today Lamar Jackson put out that he is requesting a trade. Cool. I like the stance for him. I mean, if he's trying to just continue to let the organization know that he's not happy with how the negotiations have went, that's a dope way to go about it. It's forceful. We've seen it work. Roquan Smith, he just did this exact thing a year ago, right? They gave him the 5th-year option. He wasn't happy, negotiating his own contract. He decides that he is going to play under the deal, but ultimately be looking for a trade. Signs the deal, plays the first 5 games, I think it was, before they traded him to Baltimore. Goes to Baltimore, all-pro, $100 million contract. So it can work. Obviously, we know with quarterbacks, it's a lot more complicated in terms of the money, but we've seen this method technically work before. Now, the thing that I just think is a little bit redundant almost is the requesting of a trade when technically teams can trade for you right now. We know the situation technically, I don't think it's going to change anytime because the scenario is still the exact same. A team trades for Lamar right now, they still got to give up 2 first-round picks and ultimately do the deal. Teams aren't trying to give up the 2 picks and do the deal. So I still feel like they're going to all be in this same logjam, so to speak. But I don't think it's going to impact in terms of like locker room stuff. Just being a guy who's been a part of locker rooms when contract negotiations are going on and stuff like that. We typically, you say, man, that dude is handling his business from a money standpoint. But in terms of the play part, man, you don't have time to not work hard today or stop training or chill because you're looking at Lamar post that he wants to get traded. Nah, that's the business side of it. Lamar still is putting in what he needs to do to make sure he's the best player he can be. So his team's going to be doing the exact same thing. But that was definitely, one of them things where I'm just like, yeah, Lamar, I mean, it's a nice post. It gets the people moving. Like, it's going to get the head waves and stuff like that. But I just don't think it's going to necessarily have an effect effect right now because the scenario is still the exact same.
Lamar must have had a guy on the grounds over at those coaches meetings.
Something.
Did you hear about when he dropped
did.
it? Like the exact moment that John Harbaugh was speaking to the media.
Yeah.
And he had to deal with all the questions right
It's
off
like,
the bat.
nah, wait for it. Now hit him. Yeah. So he's doing
He
it.
did not type up all that on the spot.
We both know.
I think it was wasn't a thread, 3 or 4 tweets.
Yes, we both know this. And for like you said, the timing, nothing is a coincidence at the NFL level, bro. Stuff like that, man. Yeah. You do it like that for a reason because you want to put that coach on the hot seat because what happens when the organization puts out info? Lamar gets on the hot seat every day. Social media. So all he did was return the favor. So I do like that part, but that's like the petty game in terms of just the negotiations. But yeah, I don't know. What do you feel on this thing, man?
I don't think much has changed. Yeah. It is nice seeing drama unfold for the enemy. Uncertainty. Right. Their franchise quarterback not happy, wants out.
Mm-hmm.
They already don't
like
have
officially
receivers.
on record saying wants out too now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that's true too. It's almost like with Aaron Rodgers. We knew all the signs were pointing to the Jets. We hadn't heard from him. He finally said, "I want to play football in 2023, and if I do play, I want it to be for the Jets." Lamar Jackson. We know there's been some wayward talks with him and the Ravens.
Yeah.
We didn't know if he'd be interested in coming back, though, or not.
Right.
If they could start smoothing things out. But it seemed like that boat has passed, and he's ready to move on.
Yeah. So you say, like, in that...
I don't know what really changes. At least now we know
I think
would prefer to be traded, but I don't think he's got that much leverage in this.
He doesn't because the tag. But that's another conversation in terms of why... like the draft picks don't like the tag options or even the fifth year options because once again, this only benefits who? The organization. This doesn't benefit Lamar. If Lamar wasn't tagged right now, everybody bulks at the 230 fully guaranteed that he's asking for, right? We bulk at that. But if he was a unrestricted free agent, he would get that. The problem is he's not going to be able to be an unrestricted free agent for the next 2 seasons because of the tag this year, and they could turn around and tag him again the following year. So this is where the tag issue comes up and why you hear other players always complain about it, or even when we were dealing with TJ Watt in his scenario going into the 5th year option. It's the same concept. Yes, it's a bump in pay, but it's a 1-year pay increase. This is a violent sport where it's a 100% injury rate. You want as much guaranteed money as you can. You don't care about what a fan says. You don't care about the technical roster completion and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the team is going to continue to move on, regardless of if you are healthy or not, on their roster or not. So you can't put all of your thought process in the team in terms of when you're talking the financials because of that element of it. It's not always the prettiest. It's not always going to sound the best when you're talking about building a roster or camaraderie. But that is the nature of professional sports. That is where the business side has to take over. And for Lamar, he's just saying, I am not going to allow what my fans think, what the organization might think, or anybody else to make me come off of the number that I'm willing to put my body out there for. Because that, at the end of the day, is what he's doing. Everybody has their price tag. I will risk X amount for this much money. And everybody's an individual. You can't tell another person what is appropriate or not an appropriate amount either. And that's the problem that we kind of have when it turns to these negotiations being public. Everybody's going to have an opinion. Man, you ain't got to get that much. Oh, man, 100 is just as fine. Or you could do this. Everybody has an opinion. But it's like, yo, it's not your money. It's not your pocket. It's not your body either. It's Lamar's. So for Lamar, I mean, I hope it work out. But, yeah, I don't see it changing anytime soon, man.
Him requesting this trade opens up negotiations or opens up talks for other teams. I don't know why exactly that would do that. You know what? Actually, maybe because going back to whenever they initially tagged him, remember all the stuff coming out was like teams are saying they're not interested, and a part of that could be due to them negotiating the deal for the Ravens.
Yeah.
And then the Ravens are just going to match it and take on Lamar instead of having the Ravens do all the work.
Yeah.
So maybe if him requesting a trade, Ravens oblige that and say, okay, go ahead. Maybe there's more open dialogue between whatever organizations might be looking at Lamar, the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson, as opposed to Lamar just going out on his own and talking to the teams.
I feel if this was a perfect scenario, yeah, that would be the case. To me, I see this almost identical to the Packers scenario. If you're the Packers, right, and you know Aaron Rodgers wants to go, he wants to play for the Jets, are you going to just let him go for free? Or are you going to try to get that first round pick that we talked about?
Oh, you're still getting picks.
You see what I mean?
You're still getting something in
So,
a trade.
but once again, so if I'm Baltimore, I know if we're going to do the trade thing, I'm going to get at least 2 first rounds back for him. But the dilemma is this. At least when you're talking the Packers, they don't have the whole right of first refusal. It's just when the deal is complete, the deal is complete. Technically, any team that's negotiating with Lamar or the Ravens, they still have to do what? Show their hand. They got to show the offer, the full details. In the Ravens, because he's on a franchise tag, they can still say, man, that's a heck of a deal. You know what? Now we're going to decline that, take that deal.
I guess
my
thinking is maybe they could do like a sign and trade.
And what I'm saying is this. If they are cool, then yeah, it works out, sign and trade. If they are dicks, then ultimately they say, you give me that new deal. That's the new deal you was going to offer Lamar. Well, hey, we're not giving up our quarterback. So, Lamar, we're going to give you that deal. Now you're stuck here. Hey, and that organization over there, you get to be pissed off and your quarterback gets to be pissed off because now we know that y'all was going to do that. That's why I don't think the deal changes for him, because that part still is like looming. With the Jets, once they started doing on them training, we already knew, man, that's a done. Like, it's not going to be the Jets offer this contract, the Rodgers and the Packers are just going to replace that or offer the same thing and now it's null and void. Nah, but for the Ravens, they can. I just think that makes it like super messy right now.
Obviously, he doesn't want to play there anymore.
This is also true. Or at least why the money is wrong. But that's the other part, man. They offer him if they give him the money he wants, I guarantee it changes his heart in a second. But that's how it goes, man. That's the negotiations, man.
Who's your top team to go for Lamar right now? It was Falcons.
Give me Washington. Can I get them Commanders?
I think Washington's got to be up there.
Can we talk Commanders?
I would say the Patriots, actually.
Patriots as well? I can see that.
Trade Mac Jones. Give Lamar the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably give up a couple picks or something.
I just don't know how they felt about Mac. If they love Mac, then they're going to ride with Mac. Washington, we know it's wide open right now. They don't love anything over there just yet. They like some stuff, but don't love nothing.
Who they bring? It was Brissett.
And they still got oh my goodness.
Brissett's the type of quarterback the Ravens would roll with into next year too. Is that even possible? Is there like
you traded twice in the same offseason?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say he just signed and he hasn't even played a snap yet. Is there a month period where you got to hold off on a trade?
We've seen guys get released with, as soon as they sign and get released a month or two later. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I didn't know if there's like a 2 or 3 month waiting period.
Nah. It's not like a marriage, man. You got to wait 60 days before you could divorce it and all that. Nah, man, you good on this one.
Yeah, I could see the Commanders giving up Brissett.
That's I was like, the Commanders, I think them.
And Ravens would somehow get like 10 wins with Brissett next year. Somehow.
Well, because Baltimore's still going to be good regardless of if Lamar is there or not. They're going to be good. The difference is just how high that ceiling is or not. We saw them almost win a playoff game with Tyler Huntley because they still know how to play good team ball. Don't turn the ball over, tackle on defense, run the ball, play good special teams. You do that, you're in every game. They do that. The turnovers is what kills them, as we saw with Tyler Huntley specifically. But that's, their style of game right now. Very similar to our game. It didn't matter what Mitch was there. We still were going to have success. Kenny went there. We still had success. Rocky Kenny. And then when Kenny got better. But because of the style of play that we played, we could run the ball. We was going to be physical, play good defense, and we weren't going to have the self-inflicted penalties and stuff like that. So, yeah, with Baltimore, I think they still would be fine. I love them a lot more without Lamar, though. I'll tell you that.
I could see them having a missed playoff type of season.
Yeah.
7 wins, something like that. But will always be competitive against us.
Yeah.
They could throw whoever out there, and it'll be competitive. Because we've seen it too many times. RG3 on Wednesday night.
Chill.
Ryan Mallett.
I knew you was going to drop that one right there. God RG3, damn. I was good. I'm like, yeah, stick with the RG3 one. I wasn't out there for that one. That Ryan Mallett one, bro, we all got one of the ones. Everybody got a gang. Everybody got, we're just like, yo, how did that happen? That was that one for us. That was that one for us, man. Yeah, still can't believe it, man. But that was a good question to start it off, though. Shout out to Matthew, man. Shout out to Matthew.
Well, he's got a few more. He says, stoked for drama in Baltimore. New power ranking, 14.
Okay.
Is that his power rankings or ESPN or NFL.com?
I actually don't know. I did not look there for
Either way, yeah. Ravens without Lamar, I'd presume are slipping in the power rankings.
And Demolitioner 008. Hi. He asked me to say hey to him, so I said hey. Sorry.
Matthew Gisner, I'll only be able to watch first half of the show live. I know how crazy these fans get here in Baltimore. Check in on next show Behind Enemy Lines. I would love to hear updated report.
Let's
on how they're feeling.
Let's go. Juan Rangel, he updated us. He says they don't have to worry about anything because they have a Pro Bowler and his name is Huntley. And I do agree with you. They're perfect at quarterback. They're not tripping on Lamar or anybody.
I'd be perfectly fine with them sticking with Huntley.
He is a Pro Bowler, man.
I'm not saying that.
Give him some respect, man. He's a Pro Bowler.
I'm not saying that.
Look, I can't say that I'm a Pro Bowler. Tyler Huntley's a Pro Bowler. I respect that God of it, man.
Fish
Pro
momentum.
Bowler.
Hey, Moats, Deke, and chat fam. Hashtag Jack Maurice Myers Jr.
Hey, salute, man. And always good to see you in the building.
AJ Martinez. Deke, when you get older, go back and get monovision.
What?
Okay. Maybe that's the next tier.
Oh, I was nervous. I took it like I broke the word down, mono and then vision. I was like, you don't want to go get no mono, Deke. Don't stay away from that. Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
I don't know either.
It's got to be something good if AJ is recommending it, right?
You know, it's provocative. It gets the people going.
President Nitty, steaming my veggies. Shout out to the master and Deke's eyes.
Let's go. Man, shout out to Deke's eyes, man. Deke got new eyes, man. I'm happy as heck for you, bro.
Next, President Nitty again says NFL YouTube dropped a KP highlight vid.
Ooh, let's go.
George Pickens fire.
Let's
11 wins
go.
for 2023 and 2024.
I like it. Let's get it, man. I don't see why not.
Oh, yeah. AJ Ruelas. Did you already?
I hit it.
You got him on the upper room.
Shout out to AJ, though.
Let's go, UW Moats. You need to go to Cat's Deli next time.
All right. It's on my list. Because, yeah, man, I was trying to go to... We did go to the... it was like this original pizza place. Like the first pizza that was, like, done in New York or something like that.
Sbarro.
Did you say Sbarro, man? Chill out, bro.
Sbarro pizza hits at New York, though. It hits different up in New York.
Bro, it's pizza like everywhere out there, bro. I swear it is. But where did we go to? Was it... Oh, man. I actually got the name of this joint because it was like everybody has a pizza recommendation. Oh, go to Grimaldi's, go to Joe's, go to Lombardi's, go to this one. I'm make sure I get the name. I don't want to.
The reason I bring up Sbarro is I think
Sbarro fire.
I've only had Sbarro up in New York in terms of pizza.
Sbarro is fire though, bro. I usually eat it in the mall. I don't think I've ever had Sbarro like outside of the mall.
New York, yeah, it hit different.
But it was Lombardi's. That's where I went to. America's first pizzeria. Established in 1905, man, right in New York City, man. Shout out to them. Same location, too, bro. It was cool, man. Hey.
AJ Martinez has gifted Arthur Moats membership to J Flame.
Man, shout out to you, AJ Martinez and J Flame. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
AJ Martinez says, God bless.
Yeah, you really said Sbarro, bro. You killed me.
It's different. Long day of walking.
He was like, oh, you got some pizza from New York, Sbarro?
Long day of walking. Just head up Sbarro.
Hey, man, next time I'm in Mexico and I'm looking for some like Mexican food, I'm finna go to Chipotle, bro. I can't wait. Whew. Tell you what, man, that Chipotle be hitting.
Taco Bell. AJ says, God bless you, hope, and says, caregiving is tough.
No, facts, man.
R. Barley. I hope now Colbert is gone, we are more open to moving down and adding more picks. Mm-hmm. Colbert seemed to want to reach instead of moving back, getting the same dude and getting extra picks. Example, Artie Burns and Terrell Edmunds. That's a fair point. Like at the time, we missed out on our guy because William Jack. I don't know who we were targeting with Terrell Edmunds.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea to trade back a few picks.
Yeah. But I would also just say this, man. The same way you can't control who gets picked before you're picking, there is also no guarantee that when you trade back, that the people that we did take would always be available later on. So just that whole hindsight 2020 thing, we don't always get that luxury in the process. That's all.
Who was that? That was Art Barley. I believe we have another upper room membership gifter. Yeah, it was Tito Whitaker. He is gifted a membership to Ramau Edwards.
Tito Whitaker, shout out to you for paying it forward. And Ramel Edwards, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we do greatly appreciate your support.
Sorry, Sean McCartney. I'm going to give preference to Dondre Azell. He dropped the 50 burger.
Oh, shout out to Dondre. He doing
Sean
like
McCartney's
that
up
today?
next.
Shout out to Dondre. I say Dondre in the house. We got Dondre in the house. Go Dondre. It's your birthday. It's a holiday. Well, actually, it's not your birthday. But it is a holiday because it's you. But it can't be your birthday because technically I'm still celebrating my birthday. And my birthday officially ends tomorrow, Deke, because wifey's birthday is tomorrow.
Okay.
So it can't be my birthday any longer. I'm a little upset about that, but I've had a good run.
Oh, I saw that. She's turning 4
Yeah,
out. How's she feeling?
Oh, she's loving it, man. We keep having the conversation of, she's like, it's weird. I'm turning 40, but I don't feel 40. I'm like, hey, I tell you what, you don't feel 40, nor do you look it. Holla. You know what I'm saying? So it was a vibe. But yeah, see, in part of largely the main reason for New York was for the birthday. She wanted to take a little trip. She wanted to go to the city. And then she was also like, hey, babe, what you want to do? I'm like, look, I don't need that for my birthday as long as I get to go to Flight Club. So that was like and then I might have stepped into another store on accident. But then she smiled when it said approved. So it was all good. But yeah, Deke, I can't stay in New York for too long, bro. I be spending. It's a problem, bro. I like the shop. And I like the online shop. So like when I get to actually be in person and touch on the fabrics, try it on, I'm just like, I get caught in the moment, bro.
It happens.
I get caught in the moment. And then the veggies be taking over too. So it's just like a whole iconic, I just be on one.
Dondre Azell. It's set up for us to get Brian Branch in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
It's our only glaring need at the moment. I remember we picked Terrell Edmunds in the first, and nobody had him as a first-round talent, at least. If we get Brian Branch, he's a first-round talent lock and can play CB.
Brings up a good point right there. I mean, Brian Branch definitely has the versatility that we're looking for. If he's available, I'm sure he's definitely going to be in play for us. It's just that same conversation of Brian Branch. If one of these corners are available during that time, are you looking at the corner over Brian? If one of these offensive linemen are available at the time, are you looking at Brian over the offensive lineman? That's the whole dilemma. And then that doesn't even count for Deke's, wandering eyes on the Jordan Addisons that be just lurking around there as well. So Brian Branch is definitely going to be in play. I feel like even more so now because of what we're going to talk about in a few. But I don't know, man.
I think signs are pointing there. Way more in play now than what he was.
Yeah, definitely.
With
way
us
more
not bringing back Edmonds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did talk about Jordan Addison. Remember he gave our percentages?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you changed at all on that? Tomlin, because Tomlin came out and said, he was like, you know what? And we could see it through our moves. We could see it through our actions.
Yep.
Building up the O-line, building up the running game to help KP8. I feel like I just don't think it's happening. I don't think we're getting Addison.
Because we're trying to be physical. We want to run the ball, man. We're not trying to undo the things that we finally started doing really well at the end of the year. I think if we bring in Addison, it flirts with us going back to the first half of the season where we're throwing it high 30s, 40s. I mean, remember, Kenny had a 50 attempt game one time. All within, his first 10 starts at the NFL level. That's a lot to ask for him, man. So I just think to avoid even enticing Kenny or enticing Canada, you don't give him another toy like that per se. Hope Calvin Austin develops into something like that, but you just like, if we get the Jordan Addison, like you said, man, if you get in that, you're gonna put it out there. You're gonna use it.
I think we're gonna get a guy in like the third or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Jalen Hyatt? Yeah. Tank Dell? Someone like that.
Man, if we get Tank, I'd be so happy, bruh.
I think that's what we're going to do.
That's the one I'm hoping for. I'd be happy if we got him, man.
Brian Branch, though, I think if you bring him in, you're killing two birds with one stone, potentially.
Yeah.
Because right now, we're looking at slot corner as a need, and obviously safety. Although, safety, it isn't.
It is.
It isn't because we do have two starting safeties right now.
It is.
But with how we were playing ball at the end of the second half last year, we were utilizing some of those three safeties.
So let's talk about it though. The reason why it is still partly an issue, those two players that we have back there are very similar. that was why the Edmunds element made it work, because Edmunds was very different than KZ and Mink. KZ and Minka are very similar. Minka's just a higher end luxury version of KZ, but they're both the athlete, more so free safety type, whereas Edmunds is a true strong safety, a true box safety. I just think that we're kind of overlooking that because of the sexiness of a free safety, and we're not respecting the dirty work that goes with playing strong safety. Kind of like when we love TJ Watt, we love the pass rusher, but we don't think about the Cam Hayward to the same extent, who's doing all the double team stuff and keeping it clean in the run game, or the inside linebacker who might get 100 tackles but will never get a Pro Bowl because this dude over here got 15 sacks and it just is sexier, but you still need it. Is that dynamic when I think of like the Edmunds and KZ and Minka. KZ and Minka are definitely nice without a doubt, but they're just very similar to me, man. I think it's rangy. It's super rangy back there. Love the coverage element of it. I'm just more so concerned about the physical thumper, the puncher. Who is that back there right now?
Well, that's, I would say, more of our like inside linebacker type of need, or like you said, just a physical safety. And I don't think Brian Branch would do that. Right. So if we bring in Branch, we're feeling like depth safety. We can have versatility at that position,
our
but then
slot
also
situation.
Slot corner.
Yeah, love the slot situation right there.
With no Edmunds, that leaves a void in that potential box safety, box linebacker, dime linebacker type of thing. And he could also play safety, short tackler, and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So Branch still does make sense.
Yeah, no, still makes sense. He makes a lot of sense, but
I think we would still have to draft an athletic linebacker
guy.
at some point. Whether that, I mean, we could go. I mean, you could go Brian Branch and then Drew Sanders, maybe first two picks. You know who I'm thinking? You know, who would probably be the good Edmunds replacement is the dude out of A&M, Antonio Johnson.
Oh yeah. Well, their games were very similar. They look very similar.
If we wanted that exact type of player, it'd probably be him.
Those games, body types, they are very similar. But once again,
Christopher Smith, he's the one from Georgia. He's more of Casey. He'd be just a duplicate of Casey.
Athlete type dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, and the thing is, Edmunds, he is not, because of the position, it's never going to get the type of respect across the fan base that it's supposed to. But for the people that understand how defenses work, he plays a very important position. And he does it very, very well. And that's the thing where it's just like, you don't just replace that with this athlete here, because we're not looking for athleticism. He already has that. You need the physicality, the short tackling, the availability consistently, and the fact that he doesn't blow coverages either. That's the other part. Like, you never see him out of position. So that's my only, like I said, concern right now is we're just still, to me, missing that piece. And what you recommended, Brian Branch and Drew Sanders, number one, we got to hope that both are available and that both are there for us and that both come in and play at a high level. We also are now dependent on not one player to develop, stay healthy, do their job. Now we're counting on two people doing that. You see how it just becomes a little bit more of an issue because you got more moving pieces now. Not saying that it can't work, because obviously we will figure it out. But in terms of the ripple effect of it, it does have more ripple effect than what people actually want to acknowledge with him moving on.
Yeah, I'm bummed about it. And you know what? Since Sean McCartney brings it up in Super Chat, let me just read this real quick and we'll get into it. Wasn't always a fan of Edmunds, but he was a Steeler for a while. I'm excited to see how we move forward from him. Also for Edmunds, na 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 na.
Are you singing?
Hey, 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 goodbye. LOL.
Deke sung the Goodbye song before he gave y'all a Lower Room song. That is crazy.
Sean McCartney paid for it.
I guess you got a point there.
Yeah, wasn't happy about the Edmunds move when it first happened. We didn't get the contract details yet. Going to the Eagles.
Man.
And then when the contract details came out, I feel even worse about it. Signs there for peanuts. 1 year, $2 million.
Yeah.
We could have easily brought him back. And the frustrating part about it is you hit the nail on the head. Is going into this draft, if we would have had Edmunds, we don't got to worry about a Brian Branch. We don't got to worry about an extra safety. We don't have to worry about an extra safety in free agency, because that's something Tomlin brought up in these media meetings. He said, all right, we're definitely going to bring in a safety, whether free agency or the draft. We wouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah. And you're having a guy that it's averaging over 80 tackles a season, has started 75 games for us. Just a damn good player. You could have got him back for $2 million. Versatility, all that. So I don't know what was going on. Yeah. Did Edmunds not want to come back? Did he just want to move on? Or were the Steelers ready to move on?
I think it'd be a mix of both. I think that if you're the Steelers, you could be saying, I love what you do as a strong safety, but I want turnovers. And that could be your stance of why you don't want to pay more or pay a premium price for that.
We just give him the same deal or something from last year, like 1.2.
And then for Edmunds, I could understand him being frustrated saying, I came back last year to give you the 1 year, let's do it together, and now you're supposed to take care of me. You decided that you weren't going to take care of me once again. I'm not coming back to do another prove it for you guys. I'd much rather go somewhere else. And if you're Edmunds, Philadelphia is way sexier than Pittsburgh right now. In terms of them coming off of playing in the Super Bowl, legitimately having a chance to win it, and you know you're going to get a chance to go in there and play defensively right now, or at least compete to play. If you Edmunds, it's like, man, if I'm going to get the same amount of money, at least let me go over here where they don't know me, and maybe it works out a little bit different. Whereas if I stay here, I'm going to still be in this exact same role. My money's not going to change, and I'm still not going to be respected in terms of having the full love and support from like the fan base and the media. So for him, I don't look at it as like a negative. I think for him, it was like, you know what, man, why not? Just can't hurt. Let's find out.
Yeah, because you'd just be walking back into the same situation pretty much.
Waiting on them to do what?
Minka, TJ, Cam Hayward, those guys are going to be, so now you bring in a Patrick Peterson.
Right. Or they draft somebody and now they really piss you off. Because, hey, if they're only paying you 2 or less or 1 or less, that don't keep them from still going to drafting a Brian Branch. And now you over here with your feelings hurt. And they got a guy here, and you're not getting no money like that, nor are you playing. Nah. Take your chances over in Philly, man. Worst thing that happen is it's the exact same scenario as here. But at least you gave yourself a chance to find out.
Right. No. Yeah, there's uncertainty, but it could be in a good way. Because if you come back here, I would have been interested, because this is why I wonder, was it more Edmunds or was it the Steelers? Because we signed Casey first.
We did.
Do we give Edmunds, if he comes back, 100% of the snaps again?
That's the
like he has been getting.
Or was it going to be like
because that's the case for him coming back to Pittsburgh. Maybe, depending on how he wants to look at it, because maybe he's like, damn, I don't want to come back, play 100% of the snaps. I'm going to get paid 2, whereas if I go to Philly, you get paid 2 and get 50%.
Yeah.
You know, work less for the same amount of money, essentially.
Or is he one of those guys that says, yes, I'm capable of playing 3 safeties, but maybe I don't want to play 3 safety the whole time. Maybe I just want to be the safety, opposite the other safety. Because right now, it was turning into a 3-headed rotation back there.
Yeah.
We turned 3 safeties almost to our base defense in the past like 2-3 games in the season. So if you're Edmunds, once again, we don't know this part from him, but that could also be at play if he's just thinking to himself, I don't want to start rotating and packaging. Because you hear when me and TG joke, right? And we're like, it always starts with the package first. Then we're going to rotate you guys for a little bit. Then, hey, we're going to let him start to just see what it look like. We're going to try and just try something new here. And before you know it, you on the outside looking in. So he could also be looking at that by their moves of signing KZ first and just feeling like, you know what, I see where this is potentially heading to. I don't want to deal with that at this stage right now. Not saying that he can't come back down the line, because we've seen other guys leave and come back. Shoot, Ducey, Will Gay, he was one of them dudes. I thought he left once, I might have left twice, but left and then came back and it still was dope. So it's like, man, you'll see that happen. Edmunds could be one of them dudes, but yeah, I think it's good for him. And like I said, be interesting for us.
I think it will be interesting for him too. I know it's potential for. I'll be interested. Like, are they gonna just have him replace like Gardner Johnson and have him be their 100% strong safety guy out there?
Right, that's what I'm trying. I don't know because
I could see it being like he just is a role type of guy there with the Eagles, which wouldn't be good for him. But it all depends on how he looks at it though, because he's like, damn, do I want to come back and be like our defensive running back, where you're just gonna send me there to tackle for like 80, 100 tackles a season, but I'm only getting paid 2. At least if I go there, I could save my body maybe a little bit.
And you just playing around a defense that, now obviously we know that defense is going through some changes and stuff, but you still feel like it's still high end enough that I'm not going to be out here having to be more than what I'm capable of. For Edmunds, the less higher up he is in terms of your best 11, like if this is our starting defense, right? Is he the first player or is he the 11th player on that defense? If you catch what I'm saying in terms of talent, in terms of skill, the further he's away from that one spot, the better it is for him. And I think if he's looking at that Eagles defense and saying, man, what if I come here, I'm the 8th guy up here. If Edmunds is your 8th best defender on defense, you feeling really good. Now, if Edmunds is like your 4th or your 5th, maybe not so much. But I think for him, that's something that he's also going to be trying to figure out. And I think that's something that we were trying to figure out here in Pittsburgh. Because last season, where would you say Edmunds fell in line when we're going down the list of players who are out there? Based on his consistency, based on his productivity, I think that he would still probably be in our top half in terms of starting defense, top half better players.
It's tough. We had good guys.
Okay, so who?
You got Cam, TJ, Highsmith, maybe even an argument for Ogunjobi.
Ogunjobi started slow, though, in terms of the numbers part. We know he finished well, but in terms of you're just looking at the statistical numbers, both of them dudes for their positions are going to be pretty much on par.
Minka, Cam.
You already said them. You said Minka, Cam, TJ.
No, Cam Sutton.
Oh, you're saying Cam Sutton. Okay.
Yeah, TJ, Cam Hayward, Highsmith, argument for Ogunjobi, Cam Sutton, Minka.
I want to hit these linebackers
and
corners.
It was,
I
would say it was Miles Jack, but then he obviously got injured.
Right.
Levi Wallace wasn't bad, but I'd probably take Edmunds over him last year. But
like
it's pretty much the half, I'd say.
Yeah.
Pretty much even.
So it's one of them things, like Edmunds is a good player, though. He's not a great player.
I think going into this season, though, there's an argument he goes down the list to like 8 or 9 now.
Yeah, coming in, like the season coming up, if he would have been here in Pittsburgh.
Ogunjobi back healthy.
Yeah, a full offseason Ogunjobi, he's going to start fast and he's going to be even better.
Who knows who we draft?
Right.
Do
but
we draft the Brian Branch?
Patrick Peterson, you talk about even the LBs that we brought over, it doesn't become a clear cut, Edmunds is better than our inside linebackers right now.
Yeah, it's like who has the better season.
Right. And that part is a little bit different for him.
Okay, that was Sean McCartney. Yeah. We hit up Dondre Azell. Either way, just bummer. Yeah. All around bummer.
But he said, man, this is a part of the league, though, man. Guys come in, you know, experience them, like them,
seeing the
not
money
like
is
them.
just disgusting. It's like, wow, we couldn't have done that.
But new opportunities, though, now, man.
Yeah, maybe it's just one of those things. We were ready to move on. So was Edmunds. Not much the money could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Ramirez. In parentheses, the picket fence. We not getting Bud? ? He had a visit and no news.
He was taking.
You got any inside scoops?
No. This is the funny thing. I actually have intentionally not hit him up to talk about that. Like I've talked to him, but not about the free agent stuff. I don't want to. To me personally, man, and this is everybody's different. We get up here and we talk, and this is like the show, so technically I'm working. This is a professional thing. I'll speak on it because it's the professional part. But in terms of the personal relationship part, I don't want to influence you or tell you what you should or should not be doing because that's your career, man. You imagine, Deke, if I'm telling a person, hey, you should take less or do this to come here, man.
Unless he asked.
If he asks, it's a different conversation. If he were to ask, I would chop it up, talk about all that. But I'm not, that's just not me. And it's not just a Bud thing. This is with a lot of my dudes that have come through. And, like you said, when you become the old head, that's what you get called. When you play long enough, you're the OG, So everybody asks you questions. But that's one of my things. I don't want to be another bug in somebody's ear telling them this and that because now it's just something else for them to think about. And I think about the multiple times that I went through that process. Bro, you're hearing it from everybody. You got your agent. You got your teammates. You got your family. You got fans. Social media gets crazier. It's just a lot of people pulling at you, man. So I try not to add to that. That's all.
What you might have to text him, though,
Yeah.
is, hey, if you do sign with Pittsburgh, let's be the initial interview. Let's be the first.
That.
Or maybe we could break news on the podcast.
Listen, that wouldn't be an issue. I can assure you of that. But like I said, for me, man, that's my dude, man. I'm not. It'd be like if you were over here, you're contemplating.
No,
man,
I get it.
I'm like, oh man, Deke got 30 different. I'm like, I'm not about to get in your ear and be telling you that. Nah, man.
Oh, and even if you guys were going back and forth about that stuff, it's private conversation.
Nah, that's my dude though, man. Love Bud, man. That's my guy. I've seen him grow up, man.
I thought signs were pointing to him coming. You said there was a second meeting?
So no, he had his visit should have been in Pittsburgh last week, but I thought he had a second visit scheduled somewhere else. Yeah, I thought he had 2 visits coming up, Pittsburgh and another place. I don't remember the other place, but it was supposed to have been 2.
Okay, we are interested though.
No, facts. In the first part, when I saw the visit part, it says 2 things, man. Number 1, I think the conversation part is true. You want to at least talk to see where your mind's at. You know what the situation potentially is that you're coming back to. You're not the starter. It's a rotation. You're the third guy, though, in terms of the pecking order. Think that's the first thing you want to have that convo with. You might want to talk to him and have that in person versus on the phone. You don't mess up what they call the nonverbal communication parts of it. But then the second thing is the health part. They definitely want to touch. They want to see, like, what's your knee looking like, what's your leg, your ankle. Because he was dealing with something last season at the end of it. He was still able to play, but it's like something nagging. So I think that's another part that when you're talking about some of these visits, they want to check out all that stuff too.
Let's go, UW, I think. Am I right?
Yeah, it should be. Mm-hmm.
Edmunds leaving for peanuts. I'm curious to know who was the side that wanted to move on. We could have easily outbid Philly. Agreed. Yeah. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, unless Edmunds comes out and says it, or
unless he starts a podcast down the line and wants to start talking about that situation. Maybe.
Hey man, that's what you do, man. You play,
but maybe we'll find out in like 5 or 10 years,
man. Yeah, start your podcast and drop. Like when we found out that it was a Singletary wanted to trade for Ben during the season, not last year, but like, was it after that? Actually, you said right.
A while back,
early
2010,
it was like early in his career. Yeah, but it's like stuff like that. It comes out after the fact, man. So yeah.
Booman318. What's up, guys? Since Edmunds is gone, do you think the 3 safety utilization is dead too? No.
We'll see who we bring in.
Right.
We'll see who they bring in.
That's a better way to put it.
Because they've tried it before with Norwood, Trey Norwood, and it's had some success. But the problem is when you start going down in terms of the talent, when you putting those guys out there on the back end, that's a position where at times it's pass or fail. Blown call at the safety position is a touchdown. Missed tackle at the safety position is a touchdown. You get rammed by it, the safety position is a touchdown. So it's just they're going to have to find somebody that they're very comfortable with to implement it to that extent. Because at this level, man, dudes is cut, though. In terms of the coordinators, the teams, they identify that type of stuff, and they're just going to keep attacking it over and over and over. And we don't want to experience that. And the team isn't going to allow that to happen, man. So I don't think it's completely dead just yet, but we got to see who we are bringing in to ultimately replace that role. If it's Brian Branch, it's great, yeah. But once again, this is us sitting here on March 27th saying that it's Brian Branch. We know how the draft works. All it takes is for this team to say, you know what, I don't want to wait anymore. I'm going to take him now. Or this offensive lineman that we thought was going to be already gone is sitting there, and now we're like, do we want this safety or do we want Broderick Jones? Do we want this safety or do we want Paris Johnson? You know what I mean? Like those type of combos. I think it's changed stuff a little bit.
I think we won't be getting the 3 safety looks and this wouldn't be a bad thing if we prioritize athletic inside linebacker.
Yeah.
Because then
I need that,
I think
man.
you're passing on a Brian Branch.
Yes.
But it would almost be like you're having that athletic linebacker as the pseudo box safety, right? Like a Drew Sanders. You're almost thinking, okay, he's built almost like a safety, but he could also blitz and make good tackles.
And the reason why you need them,
and then you would just draft a specific cornerback, whether it's a Joey Porter Jr., you got a slot guy, you already have Patrick Peterson out there. Although, wait, did you hear this? Tomlin, again, at his meetings, was talking about moving Peterson around. And Peterson even said that in his introductory interview. He's like, at this stage in the game, I could do anything. He said even when he was younger, he was pissed Arizona didn't do it more.
Well, because when you are an elite man-to-man cover corner, I'm not wasting you on a number 2. I'm not wasting you to put you on a slot for a look or to get you off of a blitz.
Put me where the action's going to be.
Right. That's what he's talking. You know what I mean? But I think for the Steelers, man, they're going to do some stuff to move him around because, as we said, we're excited to have him. But is he the same Pat Pete of AZ? Nah. But he's still really good. So we're going to move him around some. But, he's still – we're going to use him very similar to how we was using Joe. Joe moved around enough, but Joe gonna be where the action's at. Joe, you go to that's your guy right there. Like
Juicebox32 has gifted 5 Arthur Moats memberships.
Shout out to Juicebox32. And do we got the names on these 5? Let me find you.
I might.
Oh, all right. Actually, hold on, because I'm gonna do it back to back real
John
quick.
Pell has also
Yeah, I was about
memberships,
to say
10 of them.
10.
So
yeah.
15 right there.
We're gonna
from
do it
Pell
back
and
to back
Juicebox.
real quick. Shout out to John Pell and shout out to Juicebox. So, Yule Young, Camo Kishim T. You already know, love you,
That's
bro.
what it took for your brother to get a membership.
That's
huh?
it's crazy, right? I thought
Come on.
I thought he loved me, man.
Yeah.
My brother don't love me like that,
Well,
man.
it took someone else to gift him a membership.
You know what he said? He said, "You ain't Kobe." He
Damn.
gave me the Paul Pierce, man. Next time, it's all love though. Mr. Ethan Webb, Tyler Minnick, Quentin Wagner, and then after that, we also have Litzberg 7, Luke Van Der Poo, John Turkle, Nate Witherspoon, J Bay, JT Anderson 54, Frank K, Steven Carpenter, and Daddy Dak Gaming. Oh, and Joshua Welling. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We greatly appreciate you. And Juicebox 32 and John Pell, we appreciate y'all also for paying it forward and just being awesome people from the heart. Or this heart, not that heart.
Red Racer, 71. With Edmunds no longer with us, are there any big veteran safeties available? Or do you see us drafting one in the first 3 rounds?
To me, I'm thinking more draft. One of the guys that was also available, he actually just signed with Buffalo, Taylor Rapp. He was one of the dudes.
He was being brought up with us.
Somebody just brought him up. What was it?
Last week.
Last week, I felt like the name came up. But yeah, he was one of those dudes that potentially could have came through here. He just signed a Buffalo 1-year deal as well. Maybe that's where we're at right now, man. The 1-year deal market, the one year deal mark of free agency now, where everything is 1 year. Prove it. Yeah,
definitely. We're at that point.
Yeah,
but I think we're in a good spot.
I would agree.
I think in a way I'm happy we're at this point because a lot of the good free agents are taken up, and we filled a bunch of our holes. Like all we really need is, I'd say that safety position, corner safety. Athletic line, whatever. You got a combination of how you want to do it.
Yeah, you
could hit like 2 or 3 of those, and then really left tackle, not a starting left tackle. If you want to stick with them more, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing a guy in though, for sure, because they brought in this guy. What's his face? The Raven Clark.
Yeah,
he's a backup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's really we don't have too many needs with the draft coming out. Like we could address all those things in the first 3 or 4 rounds that I talked about. Athletic linebacker. Tackle, cornerback, whether it's slot or outside, whatever. And then slot receiver, I guess. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, because my thing...
if you want to bring in someone a little bit more prove it at one of those positions, you could do that, but it doesn't kill you from not drafting that as well. Because, they all just are going to be probably 1-year deals.
And we're still going to, I think, tap something with the tackle position, bro. Raven Clark, like you talked about, man, we signed him, was that Friday? Either Friday or Saturday, I think it was. Dude, he didn't play.
You check his Pro Football Reference. He's got an Eagle season in there. He got an Eagle season.
He does have. He got an Eagles. He got a Colts. He was in Tennessee as well.
It's the only thing that matters is that Eagle season.
He definitely has the Eagles.
Got his eyes on him for that season.
Nah, shout out to LaRaven though. But for LaRaven, man, big body tackle, plays right, plays left. More so a career backup at this stage in his career. Doesn't have a lot of starts. Plays with good effort. I like him more so in the run game than the pass game. He's a little, his feet, they got to be better. They're a little bit slower. So at times, man, when you're talking about the speed rush, that gives him some troubles. And then handling power at times too. But LaRaven, in terms of a depth signing, I think it's just in line with like the Chaz Green types, the Joe Davis types. Those caliber guys that we've been signing in the past to just be that depth. You don't want them starting, but if you need him to get you out of a quarter, you're hoping that he can do that. At times he's flashed that he can get you out of a stadium. At other times it hasn't been as consistent, but that's ultimately, like I said, why he's at this stage in his career where he's at, in terms of multiple stops and stuff like that. But like I said, definitely hope it helps out though, man.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to bring him in.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't take away from us bringing in another guy because
we didn't have any depth.
Well, yeah, we had
That
no
was
depth
big,
at
yeah.
left or right, so now at least he could fill
He
either
plays
one of
both,
those.
yeah.
I'm assuming it'd be right though, because we could still get another guy at that left tackle
Well,
spot,
this is
just
my
to compete
thing.
with more,
You're
whatever.
gonna bring in somebody. You have to. LaRaven, like I said, man, positional flexibility, size, decent in terms of run blocking. Outside of that, though, I don't think you're hanging your hat.
Does
one
he
way
get
or
like
the other.
powers up because we got other former Eagles guys on the O line and like
You said
that
does
chemistry?
he get power up because he's a
What I'm saying is like if we,
everybody, hey,
it's
put
almost
your
like
Eagles ring in here. I was there in 2010. I was there in 15. I was there in 2020. By your powers combined.
what I mean is this: if we have to put him in for a game,
Yeah.
he could look across the O line and just maybe see some familiar faces and have some confidence. We get out of a stadium with him.
This is the thing. He is a NFL player. So what I mean by that is this. If he had to get you out of a stadium,
He needs to have those former Eagle players on the line, though.
He
needs to see that familiarity.
You want some familiarity?
He can't be out on an island.
But more importantly, who is he blocking? And make sure we slide in the protection. You know, like,
Oh damn! I got my ringer on. Oh, you know why? I took a nap before the podcast.
Oh, he was a little nervous.
No, I was just nervous about what? I was just wanting to get some sleep. And
I thought you
was
put the ringer on
starting to
because
get
you was
some
nervous you
tired.
was gonna oversleep, so somebody could call your rings.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a superstition of me because I think the alarm still works on vibrate.
It does.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it does.
I always turn the ringer on when
For
I
your alarm.
turn on my alarm for whatever reason.
Honestly,
It's a superstition
I
thing.
started like when I first got my iPhone. That was like one of my things. I was nervous, like, yo, is it really gonna work? But now, yeah,
Because every time I need to turn on an alarm, it's a serious thing. I got to get up.
always, yeah.
So I never really want to mess with like,
feel
oh,
what
I
you're
could
saying.
just throw on an alarm. Is it on vibrate? We'll find out. This will be an experiment.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gone through that.
Yeah.
But I think it still does when you have it
does.
on vibrate.
No, for a fact, it
does?
does. I've taken chances in terms of like that's how I operate league wide. Like when I was going to work in the morning, like but I hate my ringer. Like I hate hearing the phone ring. I don't know because I feel like it just always is ringing for me. I'm like, yo, stop. I don't want to text. I don't want to call. Like I want to talk and text people. Like I want to talk and text too, but I don't like it. Just be like ding, ding. I'm like, nope, stop it. So I just leave it on vibrate all the time.
Yeah, I was getting a little sleepy watching Coward today.
Shout out, man.
Want to take a nap?
Shout
A
out.
little hour nap,
I'm
rest the
glad
eyes.
you-
It was nice.
I'm glad you took a nap, man. You know what, man? We was kind of like twins today. You was taking a nap. I was laying down my boo. You know what I mean? So it was kind of cool, man. I'm with you, broski. Yeah, let's get it.
We got that was Red Racer, right?
Yeah. Red Racer. Yep.
Lonnie Rowe Entertainment LLC.
Shout out to Lanero.
I think we skip LT and make the defense elite, but what would we have to give up to acquire both JPJ and Branch? Probably just a little trade up.
Yeah.
A little trade up.
Trade up. Where's Branch going? Do we know how where his range is all the way just yet? Because we're gonna talk
I
about.
think we've screwed ourselves by boosting up his draft stock. Actually,
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, but also
I think he's gonna go first round.
But I was also thinking, even with the JPJ element, because we're going to talk about Mel Kiper's new mock, and we'll get on some of the players he has going, where they're going and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking to myself, if both of them dudes potentially are first rounders, or if one's in the teens and the other's low teens, or is it teens to 20s, I don't know. We're going to be able to get both of them things. Because Branch definitely wasn't all the way first round like that when we first talked about him, was it 2-3 weeks ago? Now I'm like, yep, I feel like that's definitely going to be
I think if
in
you
the
really
first
like
round,
Branch, you take him over JPJ because I think Branch is one of a kind. Whereas I'm just talking any
Ooh.
cornerback. I think you could get depth at this cornerback position
Okay.
at that 32 or in the second round.
Okay.
Solid guys like Deontay Banks and whatnot.
Okay.
But you also have a Brian. There's no one like Brian Branch could be a Tyrann Mathieu in the league.
Yeah. I look at it like this. Brian Branches and
You got to
Tyrann
really like him,
Matthews.
though. I'm saying, if the
Brian-
Steelers have a vision for him.
Yes, a Brian Branch, a Tyrann Mathieu, you have to know what you're doing with them, and you have to make sure that the pieces around it are going to work like that, because they're very multiple. They're not static in terms of just always lining the same spot. So that could also turn you off, whereas a JPJ, you don't have to worry about that type of stuff. You're like, bro, That's my corner. I feel great about the situation. It's chill, it's low maintenance. Like, I don't have to get overly complicated, because some of the issues that you run into is when you're moving one player around, now that changes your job and his job. So if those, you might be able to handle that, but if he can't handle it, now I can't move this player as much as I want to.
Sure.
So that's some of the stuff. Like I said, I don't think in Pittsburgh is as big an issue, but other places that is some of the stuff that happens in terms of like why you can't, or why they shy away from those type of players, because it's just too many moving pieces around. And you don't want a Brian Branch to be lined up at the same spot every time anyways, because he's too versatile. He's too good, dynamic of a player to just say you line here and everybody's going to know you always here.
828 style. Edmunds was our Ryan Clark without the truck hits.
Okay. Good point.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a weird comparison. I get what he's saying.
Yeah,
It's like,
I do.
if you just want to say the second safety, good,
Really good, but
second fiddle to the main safety. With Ryan Clark, it was Troy.
Right.
With Edmunds, it was Minka. I don't know how their games are like different. They're like different players.
Because RC is like, I don't want to say a headhunter, but he was the enforcer. He was going to send a message. Whereas Edmunds is more so just like the fundamentally sound, like just surefire, like, just good, like player, just every time, but never going to give you this. RC is going to give me this, but RC is just like, I'm trying to torpedo you. Like, I'm sending him. Troy's going to do all the cool stuff. I'm here to knock you out. Like, that's kind of how I looked at RC.
Yeah, and maybe this is just me making a stretch here. I mean, it was a long time ago, but I feel like Clark was doing some more back-end coverage stuff, would be solo safety when Troy's doing the roaming around.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Edmunds was really doing that.
No, it's no disrespect to Edmunds, but RC league at the NFL level is a better player. But one's a Pro Bowler, one's not. One's a Super Bowl champ, one's not. Like, it's not. Yeah, it's not a slight to Edmunds. It's like, bro, RC was a good player. We forget RC's play because of him doing the TV stuff. But it's like, no, RC was a killer, bro. Like, yeah,
he was good. AJ Martinez says monovision is when one eye can see close, one eye can see far. Huh? I don't know if I want that.
I don't like that one.
Well wishes on the eye healing, Mr. Deke.
Good on that one.
I apologize to the psych bike.
Hey, son. That
doesn't sound that appealing. There's got to be a reason people do it, though. If it's an actual thing.
I don't know. Or is it, you know what it could be? Maybe he's explaining it weird.
Maybe.
But it could also be like if you're about to shoot and you're looking at a scope. You close one eye, you have one open, versus like trying to look with two eyes. So sometimes you got more focus, a little further. I've heard that. But
maybe it could be very specific for the field or industry you're in.
Yeah, I never heard of it being monovision, though. I'm scared of that one.
Red Racer 71, has Tomlin called you and asked to get suited, Art?
No. Coach T knows, man. Them days are long gone, man. And besides, man, Coach T, he got bigger fish to fry, man. He has a Bud Dupree that's available. We all in Pittsburgh would much rather have a Bud Dupree out there than an Arthur Moats, okay? At this stage, Arthur Moats is washed with a capital W.
Depends on what access we could get with the pod, though. Like, for me personally, I get what you're saying. Like, Bud Dupree,
all right, I got you.
More at playing age and all that type of stuff. But I'm saying for podcast selfish reasons.
Selfishly, I'm sure you're right. For the podcast, they would love it because I'll be in there. Yo, D, we doing a live stream right from practice in the locker room. All right, live guest, whoever. Just hey bro, come on, pull
then
up.
If you miss like a tackle or something week 5, you'll be seeing in the chat, man. We should have signed Bud.
You know what I'm saying?
We should have signed Bud.
And that would be an issue, right?
You'll
there.
be getting some super chats too. They'll be even paying for those comments.
That would be an issue. Yeah, that'd be rough. And then with you need to focus on work. And I'd be like, well, which one? Like, So, yeah.
Sean McCartney, I would still want to draft a cornerback in round 1 and draft a strong safety in the mid to later rounds. I feel like we could find our new tackling safety later in the draft.
You're absolutely right, Sean. That's
maybe Overshown.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. Well, not even because like Overshown is still linebacker, right? But when he's talking about in terms of like that tackling safety, you can find strong safeties mid rounds because, like we said, they're not the sexy pieces. The sexy pieces are what go early. The Brian Branch, that's gonna go early because it can do what? It gets turnovers, it gets picks, it's flashy, it looks cool. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're not going to get that, don't touch a tackling safety in the first round or the second round. Nah, man, you can get that in the third, fourth. Like, that's definitely where you want to go to get that style of player. But in terms of corner in round 1, I think that's still in play. I mean, and that's the thing too. All the moves we've made, we still have those same 4 picks in the top 100 or same 4 draft picks in the first 100 picks or however the heck is worded. So it's like, man, we still
3 in the top 80.
3 in the top 80, and then we got
4 close to top 100. Yeah, I think you're right.
So it's like we still have a ton of draft capital if we do want to move up, if we want to move back and get even more, or if we want to stay put. So we're definitely in a really good spot right now.
Let's go UW. I know Branch is a name getting brought up the most, but wouldn't Jordan Battle be a better fit for the Edmunds role? He might be right, because as I said, if we bring in Branch, he's not filling the Edmunds role. He's filling the slot corner. Yeah, probably like a Cam Sutton type of thing.
Yeah.
Move him around, but also safety if we need him to play safety and want to move Casey up and doing some stuff.
Yeah. You know, we need like I feel like a higher end version of the cat from Pitt that's coming out.
Brandon Hill.
Yeah.
Maybe we just take him. You talked about taking a late safety.
But this is my only concern. Like, I like Brandon. Like, if it was Brandon Hill, the tackling part, I like that. But once again, Edmunds' role was still technically more than just that. So are we trying to utilize...
I think Casey's going to be doing a lot of that. Now, he's going to be our starting guy.
I'm with you either way. But what I'm saying is Edmunds is still Edmunds a first round draft pick. Edmunds still a crazy athlete in his own right. I don't know if Brandon Hill is as athletic to even do some of that stuff when you're talking about playing in the space in terms of the tackling part. We think of tackling more so as a physical thing, but it's both physical and you also got to be athletic because of the safety position. The way that we run our defense here, we funnel stuff to the safety. So you're going to have to make open field tackles. So not only are you going to have to be physical, but you have to have that athleticism. Brandon, I think, has the physicality. I don't know if he has the athleticism. That was one of the questions, and that's why he's still viewed towards the back end, because
he did good at his
part.
Combine, from what I remember.
Yeah,
I think remember we were saying, he's probably gonna be like round 6 or 7.
He definitely improved
and
himself.
He bumped up. He ran
definitely
like
helped himself.
something like that.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where straight line, great, but we're talking open field alley right here. This guy can go 5 yards that way, 5 yards that way, and you got to be right. That's a whole nother ball game, and that's what we always would say. Man, dudes will look great in a combine or a pro day, but can they actually play football? And Brandon does, but the lateral stuff, the space stuff is where when you watch his tape, it's just like you're making these plays, but at times you're maxing out for players that you shouldn't have to do that to. And when you think of the NFL level, you're not dealing with dudes that are slow in space. You're dealing with electric athletes, dudes that can put a foot in the ground and go. And you're just like, how do I match that? That's the part that Edmunds still brought to the table, but it doesn't get talked about. Edmunds is a heck of an athlete, man. You look at Edmunds' pro day numbers, combine numbers, man. Edmunds just like that too. Yeah.
Well, you're preaching to the choir. I just feel like if you're drafting a guy that late, if it's Hill, you're getting him in. I don't even think we have a 5th round pick.
We don't? Nah.
Who knows? Maybe we do the Loudermilk thing where we trade back in and take someone in the 5th or 6th. I'm just saying,
right, but we did
if you draft a Brandon Hill or
a
a safety late, past the 4th round or even in the 4th round, I don't think you're having him take on 100% of the snaps like Edmunds anyway. Like, Casey's going to be your starting guy. It's just, okay, where could you maybe find a rule for this, whether it's a Jordan Battle or maybe it's a Brandon Hill.
Right.
Or I think Battle would probably be a little bit higher of an upgrade over Hill, but yeah, if you're not talking Brian Branch or Antonio Justice, maybe some of these guys you're taking in the 2nd round. I don't think you're having any of those guys just come in and take 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, because
you're not prioritizing that position, I guess, as much.
Right. Is Johnson
Actions will speak loud.
Where does Johnson go?
2nd.
Is he there at 49?
Maybe. Yeah, I think there's serious talks.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's maybe something that's intriguing, something that we look into.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think he could take on the Edmunds role pretty good. He needs to work on his fundamentals with the tackling.
Yeah.
He's a big hitter.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
You hit on it though. Big hitter is.
I think he has a better frame than Edmunds coming out too. Actually,
he does.
He's taller and
he looks good. Yeah. But like you said, like he is I want to hit you, but not necessarily like a fundamental tackler.
No, Battle's not a bad call, though, if you get him in like the third round. If you want to skip on safety in the early round, Battle would be a good option. I think he would be a good option. You brought up Brandon Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, how much do you want them to play early? Like, are you trying to find a role for them that early on? What else do you take? Do you take an athletic linebacker who could take up some of those snaps lost by Edmunds? Right. A lot of different combinations, but that's why I'm bummed about losing Edmunds, because he could do a couple of roles, different hats.
Right.
Be the safety, be the box linebacker, all that stuff.
Essentially, we've lost two of our multi-hat guys, Sutton and Edmunds.
Yeah.
Those are the two so far.
Google East draft stream again this year.
Man, why not?
It's up to Moats.
It's up to Deke. Lord willing, I'm here. You know, if let's say as long as I got to make sure I don't get kidnapped at the draft party beforehand, because I gotta throw my suit on like last year, Deke. Got to go down there and talk with the
people
with the sponsors and all the uppers. And then come back home and then change it off and get, White Claw wasted with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have some more crazy reactions. Yeah.
I'd be down.
I'm always down, man. So you heard it right there then, baby. You heard it. We in here. Let's go.
Camo Kid 17.
I'll bring the White Claws.
Okay.
You want to still go with the White Claws? You want to switch to Trulies? What you want? You got new eyes now, man. You got to let me know. Is it still the same Deke or is it new eyes, new Deke? Are you on Colt 45s now? Do you only drink, Pinot Noir? You a wine guy all of a sudden? Like, what was going on here, man?
Yeah, that might be the vibe.
So can I get a little Chardonnay, please? Yeah.
I think we're going to need some alcohol. Maybe this could be an individual choice, too.
Ooh,
need some alcohol and pertaining to your draft projection, maybe.
Oh, give me a Jack. Dang, it's first round. All right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So think of something.
I got you there.
There's got to be alcohols out there.
Oh, for a fact it is.
That have something to do with whatever prediction you have for the Steelers.
And even if it isn't,
Brian Branch. Like there's got to be an alcohol or Angry Orchard right there. Angry Orchard. I could drink ciders.
Yeah. That's when you go with the Brian Branch. Okay, so for me,
if it's Brian Branch, I don't know just yet what my prediction
is. For me, I'm like, man, Brian Branch, it's a dark color. So in terms of the uniform, played at Bama, I would go with a whiskey or something like that, man. So give me the Crown Royal because it's dark, I go that route. See, it's a reach, but it works.
That's a reach.
It's a reach, but it works. All right? It works.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Camo Kid, 17. F's in the chat for me on that. LOL.
Yes, man.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, but bruh, this is crazy, man.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
I'm
glad Deke called you out though. I felt bad. I was gonna let you slide. I was like, I gotta shout you out because hey, bro, you actually I don't know if I tell you this. You're my favorite baby brother. Okay, from the heart. Just remember
that. Let's go, UW. PFF is limiting mock drafts now unless you pay.
Whoa, what?
Piece of shit.
Wow. Limiting? Well, hold on. What's the limit though? Because that's the other context. Is it because of like if you just up there and you repeat, like do it 30 in a row, they limit, or is it like you got to?
Good point. I don't know. They're pretty popular.
They are.
Honestly, that's kind of smart by PFF. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's genius
because there are no other mock drafts that are like theirs.
They
so simple,
are
easy to use.
A1. They have the best thing going out right now, man.
Kind of smart.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look into that because obviously we still got mock draft plans over here. But either way, however y'all send that mock in, man, get it in, all right? But yeah, I look into the PFF thing though, man.
Big Noriega saying it's only $10. I guess that's $10 for unlimited mock drafts then.
Oh, okay.
You can only draft 2 rounds now. I think that's the free version.
So the free is 2 rounds?
Wow.
So 2-round limit on the free, $10 for the whole thing. Okay. I'm gonna have to look into. When I research, I'm gonna research. How about that? We'll figure something out.
Simon Varndell, I don't want a depth cornerback.
Hold on, because now that I'm thinking about it, we just updated the mocks too, man. Because y'all keep sending in. Maybe that's why y'all knew that we might be the reason why they changed it up. Because y'all been sending in the mocks. We keep you updating it too, man. Got the whole new update on the website, man. Whole fresh batch of y'all mocks that just got sent in. Okay. But worst case, a 2-rounder is still not terrible. It's not terrible.
No.
They get the important rounds. That's what they going for. Feels like,
I think you make up your own picks after that.
I mean, technically, you kind of do.
Yeah. Simon Varndell, I don't want a depth corner. I want a lockdown CB1. Give me one of those top 3 CBs. #Sabotage7. #Super Bowl 7. Also says, "Y'all the best pod. Much love."
Hey, man, respect to you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, sure. I'm good with that too. I mean, we're gonna have options. Whoever we draft.
You know the funny thing?
I like Branch. I like Gonzalez. I like Broderick Jones. I like Drew Sanders. Trenton. I like a bunch of these guys.
So
I think a lot of them could work with our system.
the thing for me, and I do agree with you, the thing that was funny when he said, I don't want a depth corner, I want a lockdown corner, it reminds me of the conversation with pass rushers. Would you rather have a group of pass rushers or an elite pass rusher? We love how we feel with TJ Watt.
We got him at 30.
Yeah.
It's a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not thinking elite when you draft him there.
Nah.
You're not.
He turned into it, though, and now
Exactly.
we're like, yeah, we love that elite pass rusher feel, where we're just like, it doesn't matter. We have this and you don't. We've been trying the other way with corners. We haven't really went back to trying to get like the
What's he
crazy-
talking about? Is he saying, I don't want to draft a guy in like the third round?
Right, I think
Or
he's
is
saying, like, if he wants a
I
corner,
think
he
Brian
wants a
Branch
first
is going
round
to pay
guy.
a lot. If
No,
we
I think what he's
draft
saying
him.
is like a first round, and maybe he can come back and clarify, but I was taking it more so as if we're going to get a corner, don't push it off to the back burner because we want to do a Brian Branch or because we want to do maybe a secondary piece, whereas you can go get you somebody at 17. Like if he loves one of these corners, Gonzalez, Witherspoon, Joey Porter, Forbes, Banks, if he's like, yo, if you love one of these corners like that, why take the chance of, oh, let me just go get the next tier of corner and feel like I got a ton of good corners but no great corner, especially with this league. We know it's a passing league.
Yeah, right now I know this price sounds like a little bit of a cop-out or a hedge, but I just got faith we're going to make a good pick here. We don't know what combination of players are going to be available. As long as it's, let's say I make a list of like 15 guys Deke wants in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
As long as it's one of those players, I'm fine with it. Because you could sell me on, if we get Brian Branch, the next Tyrann Mathieu for the Steelers.
Yeah.
If we draft the Christian Gonzalez because he dropped, all right, he's our CB. Or Joey Porter or Witherspoon. All right, we believe in him being our next CB1. Great. Something we've been lacking. Drew Sanders, Trenton, Broderick Jones. There's all these guys that you could sell me on. Like, all right, makes sense.
And Simon just came back. He did say that's what he was meant to. Like, if you want one of them dudes, get him early. Don't cut the corner, though. Like, don't.
Emmanuel Forbes or someone in the third.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, if you love a dude, like, go get the guy.
No
Don't-
shot at Emmanuel
yeah.
Forbes, but
I'm about to say, yeah, I guess he did catch a casual stray, just accidental. Yeah, he could be a part of the Steeler Nation, man. We can't be shooting these dudes just yet. We gotta wait after the draft, then we could unload the chop on them. But right now, these dudes could be on our squad.
I could see us picking him in the second.
That's what I'm saying, man. We can't poo-poo them yet.
Hit all those picks.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're leaning a little bit more splash these days by bringing back KZ over
Come
Edmunds.
on, man.
I could see it.
Everybody love a little splash.
Okay, that was Simon. Christian Matthias, number Kenny fan. I think he's referring to himself as the number 1 Kenny fan. What?
Over you?
No, I don't actually. I don't know what he's saying because then he brings up a trade question. Would you trade Kenny in a pick for Lamar and an offensive tackle top tier?
Maybe he's asking you. Maybe he's saying number 1 Kenny fan because he thinks you're the number 1 Kenny fan.
I don't know. I don't know what he's asking.
Would you trade Kenny and
No.
a pick
Oh, no, I've
for
said-
Lamar
I've said
and an
that.
offensive top
No.
So the thing is this, though. You wouldn't just be trading for Lamar for just a pick. It would be 2 first-round picks. And then you still have to pay Lamar the contract as well. You left that part out. You thought you was slick, too. It was
No,
all
I'm
right.
sticking with Kenny.
If it wasn't all the extra stuff that come along with it, then yeah. But it's too much extras coming with that. I'm good. I don't want to kill it. I'm going to roll with KP. We're going to figure out something draft-wise and roll there, man. But obviously, man, when we're talking like this scenario, this is definitely a hoop dream, so to speak, right? Getting Lamar and getting a top offensive tackle and all that, or a top-tier dude, like, it's one or the other. Like Lamar, if you get the Lamar move, that's your move. That is it. You're not making any other moves like that. Like, that's your dude because of what it's going to cost and the first round picks that you're giving up to get him. So I don't know where we would get the tackle from without having to. Yeah, what else could we be trading away? Because we've been trading away 2 first round picks. Yeah, it just makes it, like I said, a little bit more challenging with that, man.
Austin Uku. What do you think about Dayan Henley, Washington State,
Oh, bro,
as
love
that
his
big
game.
safety type linebacker? They saw him at the Senior Bowl, and I think he might be a late second or third rounder.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to utilize him as a big safety, I think he could do it. I think you're hurting him more than helping because he's a space player. To me, I think he's a 4-3 linebacker. You put him out there as a will, you're going to love him. He could play Sam in a 4-3, you're going to love him. He could play in a 3-4. My concern is just if he's uncovered, him having to constantly shed and engage these blockers, these guards coming up on him because of his smaller frame. That was my only concern. But if we were to draft him and say we're only going to use him in the role as a big safety, to me, I just think that Dayan could be a starting linebacker, like, period, in this league. So that's why I say, like, I think you'll be doing him a disservice, as well as kind of not even getting the full capabilities out of him because of that specific role that we'll be drafting him for in our defense. If we were in a 4-3, yeah, it makes even more sense because he could play out there 100% of the snaps as a will, and you're good. Even put him out there, like I said, as a Sam, he's good. I just don't like to take a talent like him and just say that we're only going to use you for this small role right here. That's all.
Jacob Ramirez says he paid for the PFF mock draft.
Shout out
The
to it.
paywall ain't holding back.
Let's go, man. Let's go. And I'll make sure I look specifically for yours too, man, when we go back in here, because, Thursday, we gotta keep them rolling, man. Thursday, we keeping them coming.
Sean McCartney, though I'm excited to see what we do in the first round, I'm even more excited to have the first pick for day 2. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting period of time right there.
Can you imagine when it ends on 31 and we got the whole night and all them people on that board and we just sit here like, dang, who are we going to get? All the excitement. It's going to be good, man.
He says, though it's in the second round, it's nice.
Yeah.
Any other year, it's a first rounder.
Seriously, man.
32nd. It's a good pick. Well, that's it for the
Cam
Super
Hayward
Chats.
the 32nd pick?
He was
No.
late. He was very late.
I can't remember Cam was 32nd. No. You're right.
He's a late pick.
He was late,
I
though.
think Ziggy Hood was 32.
Ziggy, that's what I might be thinking of. Ziggy. Yeah.
He was a bust.
He was 32nd overall. You expecting top 10 talent because it was first rounder?
Well, think of our defense at that time.
Oh, yeah. That defense was dope, too.
I don't think we brought him back on a second contract.
It's
just
when I
disappointing.
came here, that's when he had left.
Yeah, it wasn't, I guess,
Back
a
with Big
complete
Steve,
bust, but
McClendon, 099, Kiesel, little Aaron. So I think what was it? Yeah, that's young Cam back then, too. Yeah, because young Cam came at the end of Ziggy's time.
Yeah, he was Ziggy's replacement.
Hold on, bro. Wasn't it somebody? Oh my gosh, I'm missing a name. It was like another name. I could have sworn it was another name in that D line group too.
Kiesel?
No, I already said Kiesel. It was like a weird name.
We had Von Olohoffen in the
That might have been.
mid-2000s. No, he didn't last that long, though.
No,
With
but
us.
I remember his name, but that wasn't him though. Nah, it was. Oh my gosh. It's gonna come to me later tonight. I already know it.
That's it for the Supers.
I like it. All right, well, man, now let's go ahead and transition and get ready to react to this here mock draft.
Well, you know what? Before we do that, I have some stuff written down
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it, man.
just to hit in case we didn't do it in the Super Chats.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man.
So we hit Raven Clark, Terrell Edmunds, Zach Gentry back.
Yes. So, man, coming back, 1 year deal. Do we ever get the numbers for his
No,
money
I
yet?
checked.
Yeah. I definitely like the move a lot, though. I'm glad you wrote those down. I totally forgot. I wanted to talk about them too, man. Shout out to you, man. See, we got that.
So no more Darnell Washington. No more second tight end.
I don't think that it necessarily says that. I think no, put it like this, because
I know you want it.
well, this is my thing. This whole time that we've talked about Darnell or Michael Myers or Luke and all these other dudes, in my mind, I still looked at Gentry being a part of it. But to me, I just think that it just gives you a little bit more of the depth in that room, because I was saying to myself, I don't view Connor Hayward as a tight end. He's more of our like H-back move guy, line him up as slot, line him up off the ball, line him up in the backfield. He kind of does all that. So when I was looking at our just regular tight ends, I'm saying Pat we feel good about, but we also said Pat talked about it, the concussion part. You still feel good, but I still want another piece to potentially, if I need to go, let me get something that can go with it or that can go and take over it if it ain't available. Gentry at this stage is not that. Gentry could block though, and Gentry continue to develop. But if Gentry had to be your starting tight end for 3 weeks in a row, how are we feeling about that? So that was the whole thought process with it.
Not the most amazing.
Nah. Like we can get out of a stadium.
I would hate that pick in the top 3 rounds.
Yeah, if it's early, that's the issue now.
Yeah, I would hate that
That's
pick.
the issue.
Yeah, if you want to bring in like a flat, like that dude from Penn State, maybe.
Yeah.
You want to bring him in later?
Dude, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
that's
taking
the
a
thing.
Mayer or anything,
It's
it would feel
tough.
like such a wasted pick.
But what's the difference between taking the Mayer and taking the Jordan Addison?
Well, listen, I've been on record that Jordan Addison probably wouldn't be the wisest of picks. But come on, dude.
I'm with you, bro. I'm just saying, like,
You
at
get
least
one chance.
I
You
just
get
feel
one
like-
chance
I
to
just-
pair the QB and
I
receiver
feel
from
like
college.
my tight end push would benefit Kenny more than your Jordan.
I could see
push.
that. I could see that.
I was going in the best interest of your guy. You were going in the best interest of you. You was trying to have your
Me.
pit connection. You was like, I got my pit players, I'm good. I got my Hosmer, I got my Blitnikoff when y'all can't tell me nothing. I got my new A, B, and B. That's what you want. I could feel it. But I was over here like, a tight end could really help KP out, man. I just,
I could see it. Mayer and Muth cooking. Mayer and or not Mayer.
either
Kincaid and Muth
Yeah.
cooking.
Come on,
Any
man.
one of those dudes. Not Musgrave. I don't want Musgrave.
Fair.
Don't want him.
Yeah.
Overrated. Christian Matthias. We got a couple super chats that just rolled in.
But hold on. Who were the? Let's talk about some other guys that were quick. That were
Steven Sims.
Yeah,
signed with
Steven
the Texans.
Sims. I was a little surprised they let him leave. I thought he was going to be one of them dudes that we kept back. I think that this
We're
is
rolling with Gunner.
no. I think it's still. I think the scenario is still you're rolling with. You're not necessarily rolling with anything because Gunner and Calvin. I think you're still going to have them competing. To me though, I do feel like we might get you one of them receivers in that 4th round type thing. Like we've been talking about the Tank Dell types, just those speedier. It was another dude that we had talked about last week on one of those mocks, where it was just like you said, like a speedy, shifty athlete slot receiver type. That just bring him in here to number 1, either compete or potentially take that spot because Calvin, 3rd rounder, but that's still not crazy in terms of 1st or 2nd round a year later, your job is guaranteed. He's not technically at that stage, so they could very well still do that. And I just thought with the Steven Sims, him moving on, I thought that potentially would be the move. That they still go and draft some middle rounds.
I'm thinking that, but I'm also thinking I think we like the guys in house. The main reason Steven Sims got elevated is because Calvin Austin was injured. Gunner's muffing those punts. I mean, Sims
Right.
became very much the return man specialist. But
Yeah.
what's crazy is he didn't have that much receiver production last year.
No.
If you look, it was only like over 100 yards.
Yeah.
He made
But
some
it
big
was just
catches. Though.
timely. It was timely.
It very was.
Because
very much
that's
was.
not. We're not looking for the 3rd guy to be featured because technically they're not the 3rd guy. They're the 4th option. Is Deontay? Is Pickens? Is Muth? And then it's whoever, whether that's Steven Sims, is that Connor Hayward, is it Zach Gentry this time, is it Gunner, is it whoever we were going to have in that extra role, or are we dumping it off to Najee or to Jalen Warren? That's the productivity that we're looking at right there.
Like, think right now. Deontay Pickens, Austin. We brought back Miller. I think we really like Miller.
I do too.
And then you also have Gunner, who you're just probably thinking, okay, we'll give him this year, this offseason.
You give him all season.
Yeah.
It don't hurt
Let's
anything.
see if he could bounce
Right.
back from some
It
of his
hurts
misfortunes last
nothing
year.
To give him the offseason hurts nothing.
So he could be our return specialist, potentially, or at least compete for it, like you said, to replace Sims there. And then, we could just draft a receiver in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bummer because I really like Sims.
Me too. Tough
But
as heck,
I just
bro.
feel like our room is secretly kind of full. And
It is.
Sims, in my opinion, I use this example. I feel like he's going to be that Robert Spillane for us in the receiver room.
Yeah.
He's kind of capped here. Where he's looking at the Texans, that receiver room sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe he could actually get a slot roll out there, maybe get 400 or 500 yards.
I just think of how Robert Spillane started how many games and did what these past 2 seasons. Not saying that.
What I'm saying, I think
Well,
we're
I
always
don't
going to
think
view
Steve-
Sim. He's going to be capped here.
Well,
And I'm with you on that. Cap,
Pickens and
Cap
Deontay
for a
in front
fact,
of him.
yeah. But I'm just saying that even with Spillane being Cap, we still ended up needing him these past 2 seasons. That's more so what I was referencing to. But our receiver situation typically works out a lot better than our linebacker situation.
Right.
So this should be good. This should be.
Like Sims should be replaceable
Right.
at a receiver
He should
level.
be. Like Calvin Austin, you're already here. You
Anthony
look
Miller.
like one of you two. It should be able to be done. Should be.
I like Sims though.
Yeah.
I think it
too.
makes sense for both sides. Let's
Me
move
too,
on.
man.
What else do I have written down here? Sims. We talked Clark. These ones. I think this is the only one.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit not off the wall, but it doesn't have to do with any signings.
Mhm.
Mike Tomlin confirms Mitch will be back. Backup.
Well, let's go,
Still have not heard
Mitch.
from Mitch yet.
We have not heard from Mitch yet, but that's a double down.
I think we've tripled down. Omar, Tomlin,
Oh, you're right. Omar.
and Rooney.
I remember Mr. Rooney and Coach T. I forgot Omar. Omar got the train rolling. You right. Oh. So is he? I mean, if he is, we talked
I'm
about
fine
it.
with it,
In terms
yeah.
of him being the backup, we felt like he was going to be the top version of backups that we'd be looking at anyways.
Best backup in the league right
Yeah.
now.
So we feel good with that. No worries. Familiarity is there. Like I said, everything checked off. We just need to hear from Mitch. Because last time we heard from Mitch was him saying he regretted signing as fast as he did.
Well, the other reason you wanted him gone or cut or traded was the cap savings.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
But with how we've done these contracts this year, we've backloaded a bunch of them.
Yeah.
We still got like $10 million in cap space,
Yeah.
so we can afford whatever Mitch. I think it's like 10 or 11 million in a cap hit. If it helps Kenny, man, and it gives us security if Kenny does go down, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
You could have done the whole switcheroo by trading or cutting Mitch and then bringing in another guy, but you really would only save maybe like 3 or 4 million. And in that case, just bring back Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring him back. You got the best backup in the league.
Well, shout out to Mitch, man. I got
Okay.
to like one of his IG posts. Now that I think about it, I think I was on IG earlier today.
Okay.
I think I double tapped it.
He gave a hint that he was going to be back, or he's happy to be back.
I don't know. I think he would smile with his he's married. Yeah, fiance, wife. He's married, right? Yeah.
He's got a kid.
I know he has the kid. And my problem is in my mind, I keep thinking about his daggone nickname. So I'm like, is he really married? But yeah, I saw him. It was a picture of him. I think, yeah, I'm gonna just say it was his wife and his baby. And I was like,
If I had
oh,
to bet
I
money,
like
I'd
that.
say is.
It just looked real wholesome. So I was like, you know what? Bam. There we go. I need some wholesome content today.
I think that was it for the notes that I had. We do have a couple super chats that
All
rolled
right.
in. Christian Mathias says, chemo broke Andy Dalton's spirit. He clarifies it and says, sorry, Palmer.
Yeah.
Meant Carson Palmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broke his leg. I remember.
Rolled up on him in the AFC wildcard.
Mhm.
And then we got Jacob Ramirez saying, Tomlin says DJ's 0 touchdowns was more a reflection of the offense than him as an individual player. Was this a subtle
Yeah.
shot at anyone?
Nah, it was accurate.
Who would it be a shot at? Canada.
Canada or the quarterbacks, one or the other. About to say, depending on who you
Deontay
wanna
dropped
point
a
the
couple
finger at.
touchdowns. I will say that.
At the end of the day, you talked about touchdowns before. They're not. It's not like in the sense of like it's not as easy to drum them up consistently. We talked about guys like
He got
Julio
tackled at the
Jones,
one on
yeah.
the last game against the Browns.
Like yeah, or the one that got batted down where it was probably like it's actually in that same Browns game later on, throwing a slant.
Jets
Deontay's
game,
wide
back
open.
of the end zone,
Yeah.
just misses it by a hair
Right.
with a toe tap.
So yeah, I would agree. I don't think that it was, on him. And we obviously know that whenever anything is said, if we want to
Was
make
it
it
a
about
shot?
somebody, we could always do that. But we don't be on that, bro. Like this is definitely more of like the social media fan and media thought process than like when you actually in there, man. Yeah, you'll be thinking here like, yo, Coach said that he got to be talking about me. Nah, bro. Like, man, we get it. Like, it's just a part of the game.
Yeah, he didn't have Ben this year. Ben fed him the ball a ton. Quarterback changes.
Because he scored a ton of touchdowns when he had 7, when he had Rudolph. Even with Duck, he was still scoring all them times then. This was literally
Yeah, he
the
had a
first
few.
year. Yeah, this is
He had
the
a
first
few in
time where
his
he
rookie
wasn't
season.
getting in.
No, I think you just chalk it up to weird season for him statistically.
Yeah.
I
he got
actually
a 2-point conversion. Now, how about that?
I truly feel like I haven't done that much thinking on
Mm-hmm.
it. But just based off field, that might have been his best season. I think he stepped up as a leader as the season went on.
I like it.
I know statistically he had better years with Ben,
Mm-hmm.
but just with how the whole quarterback situation worked out, we weren't throwing the ball as much.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to step up in certain moments, dude, yeah, some of those catches. I think the one down the sideline, Ravens game, down the
I know,
sideline,
bro.
Saints game,
Yeah.
absolutely taking over. And the Panthers game, they couldn't even stop him.
Mm-hmm.
There were just moments for him. I felt like he stepped up and elevated. Even though it's not going to show statistically, he still
Yeah.
had the drops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas whenever he was with Ben, I feel like a lot of that was just you credit the Ben.
Yeah.
So I got to give Deontay some props there. That is it for the Supers then.
I like it then. I like it. So now it is time to talk a little Mel Kiper and his mocks. So usually, you know, we talk about y'all mocks, we talk about our mocks, but now it's time to go back to the mock man himself. Mel Kiper Jr. just dropped his third mock draft, and like we always do, we're going to react to it, talk about everybody else he drafted, and then focusing on the squad, of course. So hit that like button while we react to Mr. Mel Kiper Jr. real quick on the mock scenario. All right, Deke, take us away.
I'm just going to list them off then.
Yeah.
Number 1, Carolina takes C.J. Stroud. Not
No,
Anthony Richardson.
I'm going to say TG somewhere pissed off right now, man.
You see when Anthony Richardson's pro day is? Isn't it coming up this week? That's where TG's going to be.
Oh, for a fact he
He's
is.
on his couch. He's getting
For
the
a fact.
popcorn ready.
For a fact.
He
Like-
should live stream it, actually.
Like, TG, I know you're there, bro. Don't lie. I know you're there. You're going to watch it. You want to get eyes on it, don't you? You want to see it in person.
Texans take Bryce Young at 2. Oh, he has a projected trade up. Indy moves up to 3. Trades with the Cardinals, and they take Levis. Cardinals.
So he has Levis going over Richardson, too.
Yeah. He has Cardinals taking Will Anderson at 4 with that Colts-Cardinals swap.
Yeah.
Seahawks then take Anthony Richardson at 5. He's the predecessor.
He still went top 5. God, dog. Hold on. Are those 4 quarterbacks in the top 5 you just said?
Yeah. I feel like
That's a lot, bruh.
I feel like Richardson and Levis are reaches, kind of. But it's,
Don't we do this every year, though?
yeah,
it's
it's
the
the
quarterback.
draft,
Do
and
this every
that's what
year.
happens with the quarterbacks at
Every
times.
year, bro.
And those dudes got cannons.
This is also true.
So I could see why teams
Very
would
true.
talk themselves into those
Very,
guys.
very true.
Lions take Jalen Carter at 6. Raiders, Christian Gonzalez at 7. Unfortunate. Falcons, Witherspoon at 8. That's unfortunate, too. Chicago Bears take Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State, over Skoronski at 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Carolina pick. Eagles take Skoronski at 10. Damn. We're missing out. Titans, Tyree Wilson at 11. Texans take Nolan Smith. Holy hell.
Right.
Wow, he really got him. going high now.
Right.
We were talking about 32
He said he
for
ran
the
4
Steelers.
what? Oh, yeah. Speed kills. Get him.
Yeah, Texans take Smith at 12. Jets take Broderick Jones at 13. Guy that's supposed to be protecting Aaron Rodgers then.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots take Joey Porter Jr. We're missing out on all of our picks.
Crazy.
At 14. Packers take Lucas Van Ness at 15. Commanders take Emmanuel Forbes at 16. We take Deontay Banks at 17. All right, not a bad pick.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit higher than what I would have thought. Lions take Michael Mayer at 18. Buccaneers at 19, Darnell Wright. Seahawks take Jackson Smith and Jigba at 20.
Your boy still ain't gone yet.
Addison.
Yeah.
21, the Chargers take Kincaid. Ravens take Zay Flowers. Vikings take Quentin Johnson. Wow. We might be able to get Addison at 32 with how Kuiper's got this thing going. Jaguars take Will McDonald IV at 24. Giants, finally, someone takes Jordan Addison at 25. Wide receiver out of Pitt.
I thought he was at the USC, man. He's a Trojan. Fight on, bro.
That's a typo.
No, man. Fight. Deke, like this, man. They put it like this. They fight on. Yeah.
I don't do that. Dallas Cowboys at 26 take the defensive end out of Northwestern. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Buffalo Bills at 27. Take Bajan.
No one circles the wagon.
Yeah, he's off my franchise. That's
Dang, that's
immediately.
immediately. It's done.
He's gone. Bengals take Darnell Washington at 28. Yeah, he's holding steady with Washington going in the first. Saints take Brian Bresee at 29. Eagles, Kalijah Kancey at 30. Chiefs take Felix Inudike Uzoma, defensive end out of Kansas State, 31.
And if you could you read the little write-up that he put on for ours?
Yeah.
Deontay Banks.
Cam Sutton is out. Veteran Patrick Peterson is in. But Pittsburgh's biggest need hasn't changed. It has to get younger and faster at cornerback. Banks matched Forbes' 40-yard dash time at 4.35 at the Combine, and he did it 31 pounds heavier, though he measured 6 foot 2 inches shorter than he was listed in college. Oh, he was measured at 6 foot 2 inches shorter than he was listed in college. His 2022 tape is one of the best I've seen in this class in terms of man coverage. Something we could use. He can shut down an entire side of the field. He's a fit in Mike Tomlin's defense. Yeah, I'm fine with Banks if all those cornerbacks go early like that.
Yeah.
I would like him at 32, but hey.
Yeah. If the corner's going to run like how Mel has them going, then yeah, I don't think you can wait till 32. But based on what we talked about, because we talked about Deontay Banks before, I think it was Lil Votto actually who had him on his
Brian
mock.
Branch didn't go in his mock.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, the guys available right now would be like a Jack Campbell, Brian Branch,
Drew Sanders,
Harrison,
Smith,
Simpson. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got options at 32, though.
Yeah, but because when we talk Deontay, man, I really like his size. Mel talked about him being a little bit heavier, but I just like how he's a big body corner, and he's truly a man-to-man guy. Really good feet, though. That's the part that makes him so good. You watch his footwork, you watch his hand placement in terms of his technique. He is always within his frame. He's always in control. And he does a good job in terms of being competitive at the catch point because he sees the ball, he gets his head around, which isn't always easy to do in man-to-man coverage. Now, he only had one pick as well, kind of like when we talked about the Joey Porter Jr. scenario. But even with him, man, like we said, just the man-to-man stuff is hit or miss in terms of being able to get those type of picks. That's why Christian Gonzalez or even a Devin Witherspoon, when you talk about those man-to-man guys getting the picks that they do, why they're rated higher, is because that takes a whole, like, another type of athlete, another type of confidence to be, turning that head like that, man, getting away from them dudes to go up there and actually attack the football. But in terms of Deontay, man, he got a ton of, I think it was 8 PBUs this season. Definitely like his game a lot, man. He's a really good player. The only time I felt like he struggled was just when I went back, it's the Ohio State game. And it was only a handful of snaps where he's matched up with a Marvin Harrison. That was the dude that was giving him issues. Other than that, he was fine against everybody else that you're watching him against in terms of just pure man-to-man. And in fact, the catch I saw Harrison make was like a one-hand joint down the sideline. It was more so like, wow, Marvin Harrison than dang, Deontay. It was like that type of vibe. Like, yo, that's a heck of a play by him, man. So, yeah, I mean, you definitely feel good about the pick. I'm with you, though. I feel like he should be available at 32. I feel like it.
You're right, though, if those corners go on that run.
That's the whole thing, because no different we talked.
I would be fine with that, though. With how the board played out
fell,
right
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Then we could get Branch at 32. It almost be flipping because a lot of people are mocking Branch to 17. And then us taking maybe a Banks or someone at 32. Instead, Kiper's just got us taking Banks at 17.
Yeah.
All the teams going on these cornerback runs and skipping on Branch. We can just get him at 32. It don't matter. Don't matter where we get the guys.
As long as we have the two, then you're good. Yeah, I'm with you.
Or Simpson or Sam. Any one of those. I like a lot of those guys at 32.
Yeah. But the way this board fell, I definitely like that, though, man. Yeah, because like you said, you still don't feel bad about Deontay. You still are going to feel good with Deontay Banks.
No, I like him.
Yeah. And for me, I like his size over Forbes. Forbes, we said, man, elite speed, elite change of direction. I love his play recognition, but that dude is wiry. Nothing wrong with his talent is there, but like you said, it's the small frame. Those are questions that you have, especially when you're talking about investing a first-round draft pick in these dudes. But I can work with that.
I'm fine with it.
We can definitely work with that, man. We can
could definitely work with that.
Mel's got his mocks going all over the place. The one he had Cansey going top 10. Now he's got him down
had
at
him
30.
at like 8, yeah.
He's got him all over the place.
But then I could have sworn he had Brian Branch going in the teens in one of them, and in this one, he's not even in the first round.
Forbes going in the first round
Yeah.
now. That's what it is.
But this is also new information because of combines and pro days and stuff like that. I think Jalen
Oh,
Carter.
not even that. Free agency. That's
yeah,
probably
that
a
too,
big
yeah.
reason why people
Oh, yeah,
or
the different
different
needs
teams
now.
have different
Yeah.
needs. Yeah.
Because I'm sure for us, our need hasn't shifted drastically, but the intent on who we have to get has changed, I think. Like, whereas beforehand, we were like dead set, it has to be a tackle or it has to be a corner, whereas now we literally are like, it doesn't have to necessarily be this at 17. We have options. Yeah, other teams definitely could be like that.
Yeah, I'll take a Deontay Banks. Definitely will.
No, without a doubt, man.
Okay, a couple more super chats here.
Uh-huh.
Last one we did was Jacob Ramirez. We are on other Jacob. Branch Porter or elite tackle at 17 or trade down.
So, even with the trade down element of it, what are we trying to accomplish? Are we just trying to get more pieces, or are we trying to find something that's going to match what those type of players would be? Because Branch, Porter, and elite tackle, we're talking about 3, like you said, elite pieces, high-end pieces. But those happen to come earlier in the draft. So are we just trying to move down to just get more pieces and change the mindset instead of having one guy to just try to get a ton more?
It all depends on if they're
Yeah.
available or not. If you missed out on the tier of cornerbacks you're willing to take
Right.
at 17, or just tier of players you're willing to take at 17, that's when trading down makes sense.
Right.
Because then you think you get the next tier at a multitude of spots in
Right.
the second round, or maybe even late in the first. But nah, if you like a Banks, if you consider him in tier 1, him close
Yeah.
to any of those other top cornerbacks, just take him.
Yeah, that's always like my dilemma, man.
Or
And
Branch,
we've talked about
whatever.
this too, man. The whole trading down element of it, like, it's a concept I always struggle with, because I'm just like, I know the further I go that direction in the draft, that's traditionally on paper where the talent isn't as good as the guys that go earlier. So I'm always just like, man, who can I get that makes my team better? Who can I get that is going to be ultra talented? But that's also why I'm not a GM. So, yeah.
Sean McCartney, Mike T, pre-draft visits hit different. Players in the NFL still talk about meeting him, and you hear prospects excited to talk to him.
Yeah, it is funny, man. I don't want to say only because it's a blanket statement, but it is funny where the large majority of people that talk bad about Coach T are the local ones, where it's like, yeah, you talk league-wide, man, dudes love Coach T. You talk pre-draft meetings, you remember these. You remember your interactions with this dude, because it's not just about him telling you what you want to hear, because most of the time he doesn't. But it's because of how authentic he is. It's because of how he challenges you in so many different ways. And he does it very, very unique in the sense that the results are heavy-handed, but the method isn't heavy-handed. You would think that he's grilling you, asking you something crazy, or make you feel uncomfortable with what you're going to open up to him or even perform in terms of like on the field and stuff like that. But the way that he communicates is different, man. It's different. Like I said, you never forget him though, man. Shout out to Coach
Donald
T.
Copeland just in the normal chat says Tomlin loves his Maryland boys.
He definitely does. You know what? Deontay Banks should be going up even higher on our list now that you talk about it. He loves it. You right? Who else is coming out of Maryland this year? What, the tackle? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, someone
we
brought
go.
him up.
See, we just do both. 17 and 32. Yeah.
Chris, we should trade for Lamar Jackson. Him and Najee would be a filthy RB duo.
Oh, Lord.
Was that a shot?
Is that a shot? I don't know.
Because first he wants to trade for Lamar, but then he
Yeah.
says a good running back duo.
You right, man? Hey. It could work, man.
No, I'm out on trade for Lamar though. KP8.
But he said running back.
I know, that's why I think he took a shot.
Make him a running back, man.
What
Let's
is
go.
he? What, is he saying we
Running
keep
back.
KP then?
Oh, no.
I think that's what he's saying. Then.
We're going to run into that wing T. It'll be Najee,
Lamar and Jalen Warren back that thing. All the jet sweeps here. You get a veer motion here. You can hit you with that handoff there. Triple option.
Chris Han. Would you rather trade up to get one of the top tackles or stay put for JP?
And this is also Chris Hand's first super chat. So shout out to you, Chris Hand, for your first super chat, baby. It's a rite of passage, man. You never forget your first time. I like it. I like it.
If I get Skoronski, I think I trade up. We also have to give up assets, though. I would like Skoronski. If we're going to do a trade up, I think he's the guy.
For tackle, he's the one that I would trade up for. What do I got to give up to get him, though?
Well, we traded up to
Mel
10
has
for
him going,
Devin Bush.
Mel has
I
him
think,
going, what, 10 here? Because he had Paris at 9? Or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Paris, because Paris went first on this one.
Right.
And, yeah. So we've been going from 17
Seems
to
like
10.
we're interested in Paris, though, too. Did
Yeah.
those Ohio State pro days.
I mean, he's a good player. Like, all these dudes we talking about in the first round are still good players. We would still feel good about them being on the roster. It's just you got to nitpick these things.
Let me find out. Wasn't Devin Bush a third rounder and a fourth we traded up for?
I remember the third. I don't know if it was. I don't remember what the other pick was.
Steelers
Or was it
made a big
conditional?
move into the
Yeah.
top 10 Thursday night to get their inside linebacker of the future.
Why you guys say it like that, Deke?
That's what the vibes were.
Deke, why you guys say it like
That's
that,
what
bro?
the vibes were in Steeler
That's
Nation.
crazy, man. You said that. Like,
I mean, that's even NFL.com.
hold on,
That's
hold on,
league-wide stuff.
hold on. I'm gonna just stick with the theme of today's show. Was that a shot?
No, this is from
It's-
2019. I'm
oh.
just reading an article.
Oh, okay. I just was wondering.
You thinking how I said it or something?
Yeah. The way you inflected your voice. Yeah.
So we traded. Looks like Denver received Pittsburgh's 2019 first and second round pick. Really? First and second and a 2020 third. So we'd give up one of our probably our second, and then next year's third. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we did for Devin Bush
A 2 and a 3.
to go for Skoronski, and then we'd still have 32. We'd lose out on our third round pick next year.
We did do a 2 and a 3. Oh. Yeah, I see why y'all was mad. That man, yeah. I'm sorry. And that was not a shot. That was was just. But I can see why y'all was mad. I get it. I ain't know it was a 2 and a 3. I remember the 3. I remember the 2. That's hefty. Fair. My bad.
So yeah, would you do that for Skoronski?
The 2 and the 3.
Next year's 3.
You know we living for right now. Why not?
Yeah, Skoronski's the one guy I wouldn't mind it for.
I needed to be him though.
You still have your second round
Yeah.
pick, the 32 pick this year.
Yeah.
You still have a third rounder, a fourth rounder.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it work.
Yeah.
That's your franchise left tackle.
That's how I look at it, man.
That's the guy you believe is going to be here for the next
Yeah.
decade with Kenny.
That's how I look at it.
Wouldn't be the worst investment.
Yeah.
Cliff the Dark Knight. Can we get your free agency story from 2014?
My free agency story? What you mean? Like, I don't think I have an article out there, man. No, I don't think I got
I think he's asking for the story.
Oh, like just the free agency story. Oh, well, yeah, man. For me, it was a cold, warm night. Me and the boo was chilling in the crib, like you know how we do. And then I looked up, and my phone said, "Coach T." Next thing I know, he said, "Hey, Moats, we got a spot. You trying to party?" So I said, "Yo, let's do it." Grabbed the coat, and I had to go. I ain't no Deke, but I hit him. I said, "Hey, yo, in a couple years, man, we're going to have a flow." He was like, "All right, bet. Let's do it." So then from there, man, I come to Pittsburgh. Everything worked out well. Nah, I'm playing. But no, in all seriousness, though, man, my situation was finishing up that last year in Buffalo. It was a lot of turnover organizationally. Head coach, GM, ownership, everything. One thing led to another. Had 3 potential landing spots. New England, Cleveland, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for me, man, at the time, I could not see myself going to New England. It was still that, it was Buffalo, New England. It's kind of like when we talk Steelers and Ravens, like, nah, I don't want to go over there. Not with them. So, wasn't really trying to do the whole New England thing. Cleveland, Mike Patton had just went over there, but he was my DC my last year in Buffalo, so I felt great about the situation. Go over there, let's implement the defense, be that guy. But for me, man, it was more so the thought process of Cleveland is just like Buffalo during that time frame in terms of lack of organizational stability, losing and stuff like that. So then Coach T hit me up. That 757 number pulled up on my phone. You say, hey, man, you used to play outside linebacker before? I need you to do it again. If you take a chance on me, I take a chance on you. We'll make sure this thing work. I take the chance. Everything worked out. My pregnant wife ended up being a happy wife. And now the rest is history. And now we got me and Deke in the building, man. You know, doing what we do. Deke with the new eyes and, yeah, me being me. So, here we go. But that's the story, like the condensed version. So, yeah. And I definitely dodged 2 bullets. You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's it for the Supers right now. 6-16.
Man, let's ride.
I think there was something I wanted to ask you about. Oh, no, yeah. Because Big Noriega brings this up.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I don't want Peter. He's undersized and got short arms. He's going to be a great guard in the NFL.
That's cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. People were saying the same thing about Rashawn Slater because he was coming out of Northwestern too.
Yes.
And I get it. There's a case for it. But he's become one of the best tackles in the NFL.
Exactly. Yeah.
And everyone's saying Skoronski is better than Slater coming out of Northwestern.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you can get enamored with the measurables. You can get enamored with the combine numbers, pro days, and all of that. For me, I strictly just cut on the tape. I don't care about how long his arms are. When I watch him on tape, he is a technician. His footwork is perfect. His hand placement, the way that he punches, the way that he's able to reposition his hands, the way that he's able to keep his feet moving on drive blocks, the way that he's able to anchor versus the bull rush, dance with any of the small pass rushes, but at the same time, them big body long guys, the 4-3 DNs, handles those guys as well. So yeah, for me, I don't get enamored with it. It's kind of like when we talk quarterback hand size. There's plenty of people out there that, based on Kenny's hand size, would think that he should never, ever, ever be able to play in the NFL. But we actually saw him win games in the NFL by throwing the football. Even with them small hands, even when it was freezing cold outside, when they say this is technically
it might even
when
be
you're not
bigger now
supposed to.
because they were growing last offseason.
But I'm just saying in general, it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like you can, like in certain scenarios, the intangibles do matter. They do at times. But when you watch the tape, I think that's the part where you always want to fall back to that, because that's going to be your true like sense of what a guy is capable of. Because just because a guy has long arms, I mean, I can pull up multiple tackles that have the intangibles, right? Long arms, good frame. Heck, they might even have 6-pack abs, but they can't block anybody to save their life. They can't stop an inside move to save their life.
Coming out of Maryland?
Absolutely. No,
what was his name?
Oh my God, he got drafted to the Raiders. Bruce Campbell.
He ran like
it was Bruce Campbell.
He ran a good 40 or whatever.
Absolutely. It happens. But hey, long arms, great size, athletic, checks all them boxes. Can you play football though? And that's the difference. Like, to me, Pete can play football. So I'm not scared by the quote-unquote measurables. Once again, more examples of that. I love James Harrison. Why? Because he is the ultimate FU2 measurables. Arguably one of the most feared dudes that we've seen come in here in that black and gold. But he doesn't pass any eyeball test when you're talking about the position, DN, 4-3, or 3-4 outside linebacker. He don't check any of them boxes. But think about how he balled out, though. Think about what he brought to the table. Think about how he would manhandle the big, long-arm tackles that he technically should never get a chance to engage in because he knew what he was doing. Pete, I look at him the exact same way. So that's why, for me, I think he's still going to be the best tackle in his class. And it still don't hurt that he has positional flexibility that if I ever wanted to put him at guard, I can still do that. But I think he's going to live in the tackle spot at this level, honestly, though. Yeah.
If we do draft him, we got a lot of depth at guard before we got to rely on him.
I can assure you, we're great at guard right now, man.
Because
at least for the next 2 years.
The combination would be, I guess you move Skoronski in for a game to guard, and then you'd have Dan Moore play left tackle. But then we don't got to do that. Like I said, we got so many guys.
Yeah, and Big Noriega, I did see what you said about Myles Garrett. You said you can see him treating him bad. Think about this, man. Dan Moore blocks Myles Garrett at times. That's just one of them things, man. But it's like I said, it's not always about just the intangibles, man. In terms of length of an arm or how tall is a person, can he play? When you watch Pete Skoronski, show me where he struggled with those type of things. Show me where the short arms, or not, and they're not short arms. They're just shorter than what we like to deem prototypical. But show me. I watched the tape. I haven't seen it. If you got it, though, I'm down for it, baby. Because I don't mind being wrong. You know that. I'll be the first one. Like, man, cool. But that is one of them things where I just personally haven't seen that. He doesn't get beat on the inside. He don't get beat on the outside. He don't get bull rushed. I done seen a lot of dudes try a lot of different things to him that he's been able to set it down consistently, more consistently than Paris Johnson. Paris checked the eyeball test. He got long arms. He look all that. But Paris don't block as well as Pete. Nor the other cat, Anton Harrison.
Or Broderick.
And Broderick. He's the other one. I was thinking of Anton in Oklahoma. Yeah. But like all them dudes, it's like, yeah, man, to me, in terms of the fundamentals of living at that level, at that position, to me, Pete checks that box the best. I think he's the safest of all those dudes.
Sequoia Harris. What I do, my guys, love the show.
What's good?
You
What's
probably
good?
meant to say what it do, my guys.
Yeah.
And Big Deke News.
Let's
Honestly,
get it.
I'm concerned about us drafting a cornerback given our history. I feel like we should have kept Edmunds and built the defense in the draft. Side note, 5'3" is gone.
Is he speaking it like future tense, or is it like...
I don't know. We'll find out right now.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
I feel like people would have said that way more in the
Yeah,
chat.
I feel like that too.
I feel like the chat would have been going off.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah. They definitely ain't gonna let that one ride.
That was Google, but we'll check
Oh,
Twitter.
you going
real
to the source. The source is Twitter.
quick. I'm not seeing anything. Nope.
Nah. All right.
No.
All right. Don't write his eulogy just yet. He's still here.
Well, you know what? While I have
snap.
Kendrick Green pulled up, this
Oh,
is
Lord.
a
Here you
Giants fan Twitter account. Kendrick Green was last mentioned an hour ago on Twitter. He says, the Giants should trade for Kendrick Green. I know he hasn't been able to get on the field for the Steelers, but he's what? A third stringer for them now. Has to be worth a late round pick as a gamble, no?
Yeah.
Send the trade in.
Yeah.
Send it over. Send the offer.
Send the offer. Send the offer. Send the offer. Whatever. Send it. Yep. It's a gamble. Send it. It's like a mystery box. Which, if you send us a fifth, man, we might send him in a nice, care package with it.
There are some Steeler fans asking about Green. And where would this is Apple Bite, where would this leave Kendrick Green? Is there any scenario where Green stays and Dotson goes? Only if we trade Dotson, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna cut Dotson, and I don't think we would cut Dotson to keep Kendrick either. But to me, I could definitely see a scenario where Dotson is traded because Dotson just has more value, and he's proven at this stage in his career he's a better player than Kendrick. That's the other part. Yeah.
Well, Giants might be interested. Sending a late round pick for Kendrick. I'll do that.
Come on, Giants. Come on. Come on, baby.
Cliff the Dark Knight. I think if we go tackle at either 17 or 32, it might be DeJuan Jones or Darnell Wright. Both are massive men built like Zach Banner, so there's precedence.
No, you're absolutely right.
Who's playing left tackle?
That's the only concern. Who will be playing left? Because we feel good with our right situation right now with Chooks.
Dan was Dan Moore right coming out of
Initially,
I can't remember.
No. He was a 4-year starter at left tackle.
Okay.
But that was the whole thing.
We were
It
gonna
was
move
like-
him to right.
Right. And our whole thing was how you're a 4-year starter at left tackle in the SEC, but you're not viewed as a first round pick. And that was kind of like the knock on Dan why, he didn't go in the first round. Still a good player though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've shown interest in both those guys.
Yeah.
Through everything this offseason. It'd just be intriguing because
And they were clearly at DeJuan's pro day.
now they would fit the mold for the offensive line style we're going for this offseason. It would fit that mold. It's just where are they playing?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're going strictly off of by position, is that the way to go? But we are just bringing in guys that can play, and just I feel like that's what we'll do. We'll put a DeJuan Jones or Darnell Wright and have them compete with Dan Moore.
Yeah.
I could see it. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but
because these definitely are rights. Yeah, definitely.
I don't see why we'd want to move Chooks from right to left.
Right,
Chooks
and
was struggling at left every time we saw him out there.
Yeah, and Chooks, I don't feel like is a casualty type dude from a contract standpoint either right now, because I feel like he's still played up to par.
Big Noriega is talking about Lucas Van Ness being Skoronski's kryptonite. We might need to check the tape.
Check the tape. Lucas Van Ness versus Paris Johnson. I can assure you, you see some kryptonite.
Maybe we should be drafting Lucas Van Ness.
No, honestly, Lucas Van Ness is a dog. The problem, like,
it's just not a need.
we just don't need it. Yeah, but I'm like, man, I was watching Lucas.
Where would
Van
he
Ness.
play,
bro? He needs to be
you
in
think
a.
You think he'd be the edge? Yeah,
he's
I
a
don't know if it
4-3
worked
DN,
for
bro.
us.
He's a 4-3 DN. He could play stand up, but he's a 4-3 DN. Train tracks, he's getting off the ball. My man was giving Paris Johnson problems, bro. Problems. But that's Lucas Van Ness. He gonna give everybody problems. He's a dope player. But once again, I get you. That's how you try to pull it on Pete. Pete still fared way better against Luke than Paris Johnson did. That's for a fact. It was, man, I cut tape on watch that one. I'm just like, Paris, bro, you got to be better than this, man. But that's good on good. That's ones on ones right there, man.
I might need to check the tapes tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to have time.
Nah, because Luke, you cut on that Lucas Van Ness versus Paris Johnson. Paris got some plays. Lucas, a kid, bro.
We got some controversy in the chat. Vince Trombetto, he definitely didn't do Paris Johnson like he did Skoronski.
Man, y'all.
I'll be the mediator.
Yeah,
I'll
y'all
check
check
the
it out
tapes.
because I was looking at it. I'm like, bro,
check the
he was doing Paris dirty. He was definitely doing him dirty, man.
I'll let you guys know the answer on Wednesday. Who got cooked more?
Yo.
I'm with Big Noriega here. He says, Paris ain't that good to me. Give me Broderick. I would take Jones
Yeah, I would
over
take Broderick.
Paris.
I would too.
I like Broderick's upside a little bit more.
Like,
I think he was a little bit more sloppy in college, but
yeah. But if you get him where he's going to be buttoned up fundamentally, I think he has a lot of potential.
right.
I like Pete Skoronski
Just
first.
more natural,
Broderick
mover,
second.
athletic
Yeah.
type of guy.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I do it. Pete, Broderick, and then from there, you could pick your poison between Paris and Anton.
Let's go, UW. Thoughts on Nick Hampton as our outside linebacker 3? I don't know who the hell that is.
I got to look into
Is
him.
he
I ain't checked
mean
him out like that, bro.
Does he mean Nick Herbig? Because that's probably gonna happen.
The dude that we signed. Oh, I was.
No. It's his brother. Nate Herbig's got a brother at
Named Nick.
Wisconsin or Nebraska. It's one of
Okay.
those red jersey schools. Dude, they literally have the same exact jerseys. I'm not kidding you. They just have different logos.
Say, yo, it's one of the red jersey schools. All right?
Hold on, look. I think they literally have the same exact jerseys.
Hey, son.
Their aways are the same. White
All right,
jersey
all right.
on white
I'm
pants.
looking.
They pulled up the Wisconsin Badger mascot. Hold on.
Hey, yo.
Okay,
It's
Wisconsin.
one of the red joints, man. Yeah.
All right, look at the jersey.
All right, I'm looking.
2 red stripes. Red jersey. Midwest school.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Oh, man.
Am I wrong?
You're right. You are right.
These are exact same jerseys. This looks like a throwback. This is an alternate right there. But look. Dude, look.
They do look identical, though, bro. They do look identical. The helmets are different. Technically, not really,
Look at
though.
this, dude.
The helmets low-key look the same, too.
Nebraska has 1 red stripe. Wisconsin has 2. And then the logos are different. That's it.
A W versus N?
Yeah. Wisconsin got
This
like
little
that
thicker
bold
thicker font doing it,
italic
yeah.
W, and Nebraska, yeah, it's just
That's
like
funny, bro. He said, yo, they look the same. Look at them. 2 stripes, 2 stripes. 1 stripe here.
I
2
think it
stripes
is.
here.
I think it's
Yeah.
Wisconsin. I think he went to Wisconsin. But either
Yeah.
way,
Okay.
Big Ten red jersey linebacker coming into the league, and he's supposed to go late.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably taking him.
Well, yeah. It worked out last time. In terms of sticking with the
is
brothers.
there actually a Nick Hampton that exists?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I had no clue.
App State. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
I do. Oh, yeah, in the chat, I did see. Yeah, let's go to UW. He said from App State.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to look
So
into
Nick
him.
Hampton or Nick
Add him to the
Herbig.
list, man. I will add him to the list. Yeah, I have not checked him out just yet, though. But I'll definitely look at him. That's
That's it for the Supers.
I like it, bro.
Nick Herbig is an option.
Shout out to Nick
It's definitely an
Herbig.
option now.
Shout out to Nick Herbig and Nick Hampton. All right. In all the schools that were red. One of them schools that were red. You know them. But y'all like that, though, bro. Who would have thought that we would turn the last 5-10 minutes into an O-line debate?
The chat, Big Noriega. There you go.
I need to watch those Iowa games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
No, bro. Van Ness. If we needed a rusher and we ran a 4-3 defense, bro, Van Ness is the guy. Like, son plays stupid hard, got a little move with it, physical. Like, he checks all the boxes. Productive. Like,
Just doesn't add up for us.
it just doesn't fit our defense. But I'm like, bro, I love his game, man. He plays it the right way. I don't like his alignment all the way, but that's part of the defense that they play in. Like, he'll be super tight at times on the tackle. And literally the only time where I would see Paris Johnson block him was when I'm just like, yo, why are you even aligned so tight? But because their defense is set up like that, that's technically why. So it would just help Paris out. But the other times I'm like, bro, this is a tragedy right here. This is gory. Like, get him out of here. Yeah.
More super chats. Other Jacob says, who, if anyone, is the Steelers' next free agent signing? You got a bold prediction?
Bud Dupree. If I had to pick one.
Yeah, I think that would be the odds-on favorite.
I'm going to go Bud.
It would have to be. Because who else? It would just have to be a safety, I think.
Yeah.
One of these veteran safeties.
Yeah.
We just got
gotta
a
be Bud.
depth outside or offensive tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we go veteran slot receiver. But it's just like Bud is clearly
Yeah.
the one
Bud's
that makes
the
most
favorite right
sense.
now. Yeah.
You're right. Sean McCartney, left tackle in the first. They have to be a definite starter.
Facts.
Agreed.
Facts.
We did talk about how if we do bring in probably anyone outside of Skronsky,
It felt like it was.
they might be competing,
Yeah.
which would suck.
But it does follow suit, though. I mean, shoot. Even Noriega. I mean, you think about it. Like, the Paris Johnson, like, some people are really, really high on him. I don't necessarily think that he's better than Dan Moore right now. I don't.
I think Noriega's just low on Skronsky because he likes Broderick Jones over Paris.
Yes, yes. But what I'm just saying in the sense of, like, how Paris is viewed as, they got Paris going 8 in this draft.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Paris is like that all the way. So just going back to the statement of a definite starter,
Right.
talking about the class of these dudes, man. Yeah.
Maybe Dan Moore's really working on his game this offseason.
I mean, he didn't start it 2 years. It was year in a row, 2 years in a row. He's been doing his thing, holding it down.
Q. Nick Herbig is a tweener. He's too small to be an edge rusher, but he'll probably be an inside linebacker in the NFL.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We're going to take him.
Bloodlines,
He's
baby.
He's going
It's
to be a
all about the
special teams
bloodlines.
guy for us.
All about the bloodlines.
Tyron, why not Jackson Smith and Jigba at 17? Come on, man. Like, if we're going to get a receiver, just do Addison. I mean, he'd be a good player. I actually do think Njigba would be a really nice slot receiver for us.
But you can't go slot receiver if Jordan Addison's available and not be Jordan. I get it. It's the principle.
Just do Addison. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the principle.
It's a principle.
It's the principle. You can't bring in a receiver in the first round this year if Jordan Addison is available and Kenny Pickett is your quarterback and the Steelers still playing Pittsburgh. Come on, man. Nah, you can't pass over Addison for another receiver. Can't do that.
He would be sick, though. I think he'd be a great compliment to both Deontay
Well,
and Pickens.
technically, Ohio State is closer than USC. So
It's funny that whole pirate brother thing came up. His brother plays for the Pirates.
see, that's all we need, man. Columbus ain't that far. It's like right up the road, man. Hey,
Yeah, he's a good player. I wouldn't hate the pick, but yeah, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
that would hurt. Oh,
I'm not gonna front though. If we do draft it, I'm talking myself into it within 24 hours.
we both would. I don't want to sick receiver at 17, but I'll be over here like, yo, he nice. We're gonna make it work. Yeah, we do it every year.
Pickens and Deontay would cook.
We do it every year.
I feel the same way about Addison. Though.
Yeah,
So just pick Addison.
yeah. Just if we're gonna go receiver, you don't have to go receiver, but if you do, just do that one. So yeah,
That's it.
This was a
6:35,
vibe, bro. This was a vibe, man. Shout out, man. So yeah, trying to think. I don't have any other housekeeping on my end. You got any housekeeping on your end, Deke?
No.
What you got, man? What you got?
Maybe for me personally.
Baby on the way?
No.
Oh,
No, might be taking a break from the content for this weekish kind of. It's kind of what I don't know. I'm just trying to relax. and-
all right.
yeah, maybe. With
Did-
my own like with Big Deke News.
No,
so if,
I'm
like,
saying like
people
they say like You gotta like chill in terms of screen time right now.
No. I'll probably play my Madden game
Yeah.
on Tuesday or Wednesday because I got one coming up. We're in rough shape right now.
Hey, bro, you
We're in rough shape.
Don't you start that, Deke. Don't you start losing now. Don't you start that.
We're in rough shape.
Come on, baby.
This
Come
is
on
gonna be a big bounce back
week?
game.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's go.
It's gonna have to be.
Let's go.
But no, if people wondering where I'm at, I'm just resting.
All right. So
Just
y'all heard him right there. He's just resting. He got new eyes. You know when you
Who
get
knows
this,
though? Who knows, man? I don't
when
even-
you get something new, you gotta show it up. You gotta chill at the same time. You don't want to overdo it. All right. So if you need any I don't know. I don't really know how to eye care, but just know I'm here for you. All right.
Yeah, at least for this week.
Yeah.
At least. But who knows? Like I said, maybe.
Do you put ice? Should I put ice on your eyes? Like if
No, that's actually the
Don't put
opposite.
ice?
They say,
Okay.
don't touch your eyes. Yeah.
because I'm always like put ice, just ice it. That that's when you play football.
Nah.
I got hurt, broke my arm. Just put ice on it. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna relax probably this week.
Okay. I like that, man. I like it.
Just a PSA.
Well, let's go then.
But
man.
I'll be on the podcast.
Let's ride then, man. Well, shoot, he gonna be on it. I'm gonna be on it as well, man. So you already know. Tap back in with us on Wednesday. Cause in the words of L. Bell, every day is a Wednesday. I don't know if you know that, man. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed the show today, man. We enjoyed y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you have not done so. And also check out the website. Your mock could be featured up there. ArthurMoats.com. But either way, until next time, baby.
Peace.